We are live.
Lurking with Carnivale figures. Good evening and welcome to Magatha Builder Worlds. Holy shit, we're on time.
Not the first time so far.
It is the first time. Yes, what we got? It's live. It's Sunday night. It's the last Sunday of the month. So it must be time to sit down and enjoy some hobby mayhem in my workshop. Yeah, so I'm here. Harry's here, and there he is. Bless him. And so if you're out there, thank you for joining me. If you're not out there, so look, I've been out in the garage. I'm very pleased. I was looking for the thing that one of the components that I want to use this evening, and I had a bit of a brainwave, and lo, they were where I wanted them to be. I am going to feel a bit dirty though, because I'm going to be using somebody else's laser cut components, and not laser cut and or printed components made by Fable Fabe.
So I'll just cry myself to sleep. It's okay.
That's all right, but we'll. It's not a problem. Here we go. So right, okay, right, glue. Just put that away. Balsa wood. It's now we can count down in days, I suppose. It's 13 days until Salute. Well, really, I mean, it's like 7:30 on Sunday night now. It's kind of like 12 days until Salute, and. Although I've got stuff to build still for Salute, and most of it's over there, we'll have a look at what I've been up to in the last day or so. Some of it's down here on my desk. Look, big improvements to the airship. We'll get that out of the way. Although that is kind of like all pressing, tonight's project is also quite pressing because this is a Patreon build for a gentleman called James Denny, I think it is, who ages ago suggested that he would like a model built for Empire of the Dead, which of course is a Victorian horror game made by. You alright? Yep. We're having a microphone issue, excuse us. Empire of the Dead is a Victorian horror game made by Westwind. Empire of the Dead is a tabletop skirmish game for 2 or more players set in darkly gothic Victorian London Empire, populated by heroic gentlemen and fiends of unmentionable evil. This game is one of a series of, well, not series, but a collection of different games that kind of came out about 15 years ago now, possibly a little bit longer than that, which proves that, yet again, I missed the boat. Well, I did miss the boat. I missed the boat of not getting on the boat quick enough. Yeah, because I was playing 20 years ago. Is it 2026? Yeah, wow, 2026. He says, reaching over here to, they haven't got this, 06, 2006. I won Best Scenery at Salute. For a massive Victorian game. We used to run Victorian games called End of Empire before any of the big companies had produced these games. Anyway, James won a Patreon competition, said he would like a pub built for Empire of the Dead, a London pub, and it's been absolutely ages and I haven't got around to doing it. So this is going to be actually the last Patreon build where I try and do like 3 a year, because realistically speaking, I just can't keep up with that. I can't keep up with that, and I don't want to disappoint people who are patrons. So I'm going to change the way my Patreon works. We'll talk about some of that a bit as we go this evening, because there's some kind of like cool stuff going on over there already. And in the meantime, I'm going to get on and we're going to make a start at making this pub. It's going to be a bit of a departure for me, because I'm going to make it almost entirely out of 10mm XPS foam. Normally I would use foam core, but I'm going to have a go with XPS because apart from anything else, I'm going to use this little texture to do the brickwork. So we're going to see how that works out. So my aim this evening, realistically speaking, I'm not going to get the entire model completed tonight, but the reason why I'm doing this now is the fact that I met James at the other Partisan in October, and rather embarrassingly had to go, oh yeah, no, I haven't started it yet, and now it's April, so that's like, well, it's not April yet, is it, because it's only the 28th today, 29th 29th of March, but October, November, December, January, February, March, like 6 months later, I still haven't made the model. and I'm kind of like hoping that, and now I'm hoping that James is going to come to salute, because I'm rather hoping I'm going to be able to give him the finished. Yeah. Although that might not be the case. Well, it is going to be the case. They're going to finish it. It might not be the case that he's going to come to salute. If he doesn't come to salute, James, if you're watching this, then ping me on page and we'll get it delivered to you. If you are coming to salute, come at salute, and we'll be able to hopefully pick up your Victoria pub for Empire of the Dead, and that'll be a great kind of thing. So look, I've got to get actually on with this build this evening. We will of course have a whole load of hobby chat. We will of course get you to tell us about what you're doing for your hobby this evening, because it's, you know, common that most of you usually are doing hobby at the same time I'm doing hobby. From that point of view, do join in the chat and let's see how we go. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with this. So if we go over to the big main camera on the desk, and put that there because nobody needs to see me. Here we go. This is what we're working with this evening. I decided that instead of doing the regular kind of a pub kind of thing, which is rectangular, I'd go for a London kind of end of terrace kind of pub. So I'm doing this, which is going to have a pavement round the outside, and it's going to be on a road that is going to be at an oblique angle to this one here. So it's going to be one of those cool kind of buildings that you see at the end of a street. I'm going to put the door in the end here, and the main bar is going to be in this bit. I might end up with a backyard, maybe, possibly, depends how it goes. We're going to have at least 2 stories and a roof, and it's going to all come apart, and it's going to be epic. I hope. Who knows? Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing this on a that's about 6mm plywood base, because I had it. It was a square previously, but I've cut it into this kind of like trapezium. It's trapezium because it's got 1 pair of parallel sides for all you mathematicians out there, right? It's an, but what? Did you know that? There you go. It's a form of quadrilateral. Well, did you know? Did you?
I did.
Yeah, did you know?
I did.
Yeah, because right, okay, because most people wouldn't. You know, it's not bollocks. It's a quadrilateral with 1 pair
I've
of.
barely done GCSE maths.
Good, right, that's fine. It's a quadrilateral with 1 pair of parallel sides, which makes it a trapezium. Right, that's all it requires. Doesn't need a line of symmetry. Some trapezia have lines of symmetry. This does not. They're isosceles trapezia. This is not. So it's going to be.
I think of the trapeze, I do think of the isosceles one.
You do.
It's the little square one. It looks like the thing people bounce up and down on.
That's trampoline.
Yeah.
Shut up. Right. So anyway,
apologies at Anfield Road. Whatever you put has been redacted by YouTube. Unfortunately, I can't actually see what you put, so I'm just going to assume the fact that it was something innocent that YouTube's having an issue with.
I'd imagine so.
I'm going to assume so.
Okay, so
hi Rob, hi Anfield as well.
What we're going to do is we're going to have I'm leaving this bit around the outside as pavement, and the reason why I'm doing it actually on this piece of ply is because a 6mm ply like this gives me instant height to my pavement. So the first thing I'm going to do in that case, I'm going to take another piece of foam, which I'm then going to actually kind of measure out to a certain extent, and I'm going to cut that out, and that's going to make up the base of the pub, so you step up into the pub. Right, so going to need to do some measuring. How exciting!
This. Why everyone's here is to see you measure too.
I know. Right, okay, so that's kind of like 9 inches across there, and up one side it's going to be a right angle, 4.5 inches, and over here this is going to be nearly 9 inches, 8 and a bit. Right, cool, okay. I need to write that down somewhere. Write it down on something, otherwise I'm going to fucking forget. Oh, no, right, good. No, I've done all right on those. They're roof tiles. I've got everything sorted out tonight, apart from a piece of paper. Screw it, I'm going to write it on here. Hang on. That's the way to do it. 9 inches. 4.5 inches. 8 3/4 inches. I could be doing this metrically, it'll probably work better, but you know. It's a war game. So, and it shouldn't matter what this length is then, because this length is going to be whatever's left of that. But it is actually 10 inches. Right, good. So let's having done that, get my. Oh wow, that almost looks square. Neat. That's not bad. Okay. So I'm going to go up here and I'll cut this with a knife rather than on the Proxon. I've got my Proxon behind me just in case I need it this evening. Exciting live Proxoning. 9 inches there. Yep, good. Okay, and this is going to go up here 8 3/4 inches. 8 3/4. Yep, there, about there. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. About that much. Cool. That's going. Is that 4.5? 4.5 inches to there. And that then is going to go over here. Probably doesn't need to be this thick actually. You know what? I might not. Oh, well, yeah. Good. Right. What have I got? Any 5mm XPS kicking around as well. Cut it out. Cut it out. What do we need? We need not. New sharp blades. Not for sticking into me. Yeah. I'm going to try and avoid sticking any blades in me this evening. I know some of you will be extremely disappointed about that. But... And here we go. All right. Good.
Oh, apparently, yeah, we have an issue where we can't see it's not loading.
It's not loading where? On YouTube?
Yeah, on our end, we're not actually seeing chat. I'd be saying that there are much more comments coming through that we're not seeing.
Okay.
I've refreshed the page a few times now.
But they are actually watching live. What's going on live, yeah?
Yeah. It's all going through live and everything.
Cool. Okay.
Oh,
it's gonna be weird. Go watch myself live.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up on that.
Right, Harry's getting all technical, and I'm just going to go on here so I'll just keep an eye on the chat from it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Heidi's brought something to my attention.
Do.
What would be preferable if I could actually see/use moderation controls.
I'm just getting adverts. Hang on. Right, fuck off adverts.
Yeah, why is that not showing the chat?
Is it just a thing that is not switched on YouTube to show the chat?
It is, yeah.
So everybody else is seeing the chat, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what I could do. Hang on. I know I keep an idea on that. Let's just...
Can you log in as yourself?
I'm going to log in as somebody else. Hang on a minute.
You made anyone a moderator on your channel?
Okay. I'm just kind of... Magatha, transfer your old ISA to trading to build a world.
Right, okay. That's because a lot of people have clicked the vertical stream.
I see. You're okay. Are you messing it up then? Is it
yeah, because there's the two variants. So there's the two streams.
Right. Are we watching it?
On.
Right, and okay, so what I'm going to do is, look, I'm going to let Harry get on with that, and we'll catch up with chats in a minute. I'm going to get on making this model, if that's all right with you.
Everyone's been putting comments in the vertical one rather than the...
Right. Well, see, that's your fault, it is, because you got all smart ass about the fact how lardy-dar and clever you are, because we got a live stream and a vertical
I got banned my first person from chat.
Why's that?
Because they're saying quite rude stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they're verbally abusing you, Tim.
Excellent. Well, what kind of way?
Nothing. It's just telling you to shut up and no one cares.
Okay, that's good. Right, cool. See, that's what happens if you put it on live stream like that, because you get to the point where...
Yeah.
Right, okay. That's good. Excellent. So here we go. Look. Anyway, you can now see that I've got this floor. It's nice. It's a trapezium.
Boom.
And Harry's back in the room, is it?
Yeah.
Good. Right. Okay.
That was quite fun banding my first person.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was wondering if I've got any 5mm XPS foam as well, but I don't know where that would be. Oh, hang on a moment. There'll be a slight pause while I go out of the garage. Because I don't really want the floor that high up. Bless them, 28mm little fellas fall over going up.
Or is there a way that I could? Yeah, apologies about not seeing you there, chat. I did not know that it wouldn't combine both of them. Hi, you guys. Apologies about that.
Yes.
Nicholas, thank you very much for coming to Tim's defence there. They have been put on timeout because which is quite funny to say, to be honest. I
put somebody on a naughty step.
Yeah, I have literally put someone on the naughty step for 24 hours. It's great. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be funny. If you're going to come into someone's thing and troll, you've got to do a bit better than telling us to shut up, really, haven't you?
Well, especially when the whole point of kind of like being live is the fact you're not going to shut up because.
Yeah.
Well, I've changed my mind. I'm not that one there is going to be.
Yeah, Nicholas, that's the one, mate.
The first floor. I'm now going to use this grey XPS for the ground floor of the pub because otherwise the step up from the street for the poor little 28mm, 30mm figures would be such. They'll fall over and hurt themselves. So, yeah. Bless them. Here we go. Ping. Big ruler. Cut that thing out. Real quick. The aim tonight is to actually try and get a model made in an evening. So whilst indulging in hobby chat, I'm actually going to try and get something achieved because. Much as I like doing these live streams, and I have actually. How long have we been doing them now? Is this like we've done a couple of months? Fourth or fifth?
Yeah.
Didn't we do one in October? Was it October? No, it couldn't have been October. That would have been
no, because you would have been
November, December, January, February. It must be at least 5.
Yeah. So we've done one in. We've done. I think we've done one in there, and we've done Dale, not Dale, and then we've done. 2 not Dale, so yeah, 4 I think.
No, it's 5. Sorry. I know. Who cares? Right, okay. So I don't need to be on my phone now. You're back in the driving seat.
Yeah, I am back in the driving seat.
Okay, you can see where people are making comments and everything.
I can.
Also good.
We've got a couple of people from Oz.
Already?
Yeah, people are saying that a silent stream in a speaking video wouldn't go down particularly well.
I don't know. In fairness, right, I reckon there are some people who would be entirely happy if I wasn't talking. But
I talk about Heidi like that.
Because I do that. I mean, that's what I do for a living. So from that point of view, it's like, right, okay.
It is crazy. You get paid to talk.
Yeah. Well,
I don't pay per word. It's minty.
I wouldn't say I get paid to talk. I wouldn't say I get paid at all very much these days. Right, I'm going to do all that again, but I'm doing it in 5mm XPS foam this time.
We've got Scotland here.
Oh, good. Splendid. I nearly got all kind of like...
Apparently you're deafening them because you keep on punching the mic.
I'm sorry. Well, it's right next to my left hand. I can't help it.
For those of you who may not have seen, he was very tempted to flick the mic there.
I wouldn't do such a thing.
You would never be that immature, would you?
Right. So, well, I could be accused of being that immature. All right, so first thing I'm doing then is we are cutting out a 5mm XPS foam base for this pub. And then I'm going to ponder about where my roll of tin foil is. Because I'm doing XPS models. Now I'm right next to the microphone. Testing, 1, 2, 3. A wandering minstrel eye. Here we are.
That's hardly giving you sugar.
No, I'm being strictly on the NutraSweet stuff. Yeah. Okay, roll of tin foil. It's really windy today. Various things in my back garden kept blowing over. It's been very frustrating. But it's looking quite nice now because all the I've moved all the things around, all the solar panels for all the light up things in the garden working. Right, cool. Okay, so here we go.
Once again, if you guys don't prefer the vertical style of streaming, there is also the regular one up as well.
A proper stream. Yeah. Vertical style of streaming. Is that so people will watch on their phone?
Certainly is.
Oh, how very modern. Right, so I'm just texturing this piece of XPS, my normal kind of tin foily ball roll kind of thing. This is going to form the floor of the pub. And actually what I might do is draw in, the floor of the pub is going to be kind of like flagstones, I think. So I might draw them in before I put all the walls on, because it'll just be easier. And then I'm going to have a go at making walls. So we have the usual crew in. How many of you guys are coming to salute? I'm assuming that the those watching in Australia probably aren't. On the whole, you know. Oh, well, I mean, you know, it'd be kind of cool.
People are asking, has the pub got a name yet?
Yeah, do you know what? No, I don't think it has. It might have to. But if it's a London pub, I don't know what it looks like, but it might have to be the Blind Beggar. Although I'm open for suggestions. Although we might want to worry about the name of the pub a bit later, like when we know what it looks like. Okay, so look, here's the outside. There's the floor plan of the pub. That kind of works. Looking good. I'm going to need to find some cardboard in a little while to make the paving stones outside. But what I'm going to do first of all is actually do this a bit back to front to how I normally do it. And I'm going to draw in paving stones inside the slabs, the bits going in the floor, because then I can build walls on it, and then I don't have to try and get fiddly hands inside the model to lay on the paving stones. Because what I'm not doing, because I'm doing this all in XPS foam, I don't have to cut out loads of extra paving stones and put stuff in. So this may well be a time saver for me. H, can you pass me that? There's a pink biro stick on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in lines. I'm not measuring these. They're about 20mm apart from each other, going across the pub. And then I'm going to draw in some flagstones. It's kind of cool. So this is a bit of a departure for me. I am of course known for making boozers, public houses, drinking establishments of one kind or another, because they always play an absolutely crucial role in pretty much any kind of tabletop game. Certainly the ones I play, or role-playing game. So it's quite interesting. The irony is that I hardly ever frequent pubs. A, I don't drink. B, can't be asked. Right, so yeah, going out, people. They're all way too people.
Socialising.
Yeah. So right, I'm using a bar now. The only problem with this is the fact that I don't know if you can see this coming out on here, but
you certainly can.
Yeah, is that right?
Gordon's saying, see what you did there, Tim. Pub named the Mighty Oak.
Oh, yeah, nice.
They're asking if they can put their name suggestions in chat.
Please do. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. By all means. Best place to put them.
I was going to say, if you get 3 really good suggestions, we'll put it into a poll. We'll let you choose it.
Oh, can we do that as well?
We certainly can.
How modern. Golly. I don't know.
We'll note down all the suggestions, and then Tim can pick his favourite 3, and then we'll put that in a little poll, and you guys can vote for them.
What a year 2026 has become already, you know. Discord, polls on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Magatha, a builder of world scratch kit models. Oh,
yeah, which are now available for pre-order.
We're going to get to that in a little while. We are very excited about that. Are we very excited about that? I think we are very excited about that.
I spent pretty much the whole of the morning making sure that everything was up on the website and hopefully working properly.
It's kind of epic. Look, we'll have a quick brief chat about that in a second. I'm going to finish drawing these lines on this before we start talking about model kits, all right? Because let's not get distracted too much. Okay, so look, I could have made those smaller. I might. Oh, I don't know. I'm hoping that doing it this way is going to speed up the process. Certainly.
Which game system is this pub for?
This is called Empire of the Dead.
Be for Empire of the Dead, which is Victorian themed, I believe.
Yeah, it's a Victoriana horror-based skirmishy game made by Westwind, who aren't a very big gaming company. They make some lovely figures.
Sounds quite interesting.
It's kind of cool. They started making these cool Victorian figure ranges 20 odd years ago, before they had made the system Empire of the Dead. So initially they were just loads of cool kind of horror, Victoriana, steampunky, skirmishy kind of figures you could get, which I've got loads of. So I could actually play quite a lot of Empire of the Dead. Since then, when they made Empire of the Dead, then they started bringing out figures specifically for it. But it's vampires and werewolves and cultists and vampire hunters.
RPG or skirmishy? Or...
It's actually, this I think is kind of quite similar to Osprey brought out a game at a similar time, Victorian thing, and both of them are kind of like skirmish, war bandy. I mean, it's not dissimilar to the kind of games that we like to play in our world. It's just a different kind of thing. The game that I wrote, or that Pete and I wrote, End of Empire, was a lot more open and free-formy, and actually quite similar in some ways, mechanics-wise, to Arkworld.
Oh, cool.
In that we had the ability for people to decide what we wanted to do and do cool shit on the tabletop, and then go. And we used to just kind of like, yeah, well, that's fine. Make a reflexes test, do this, that, and the other. That will be a difficult thing to achieve, kind of thing. It was always really, really well received. It looked great on the tabletop because we could do. I haven't got any of it. I think I've got one crate of End of Empire scenery in the garage, and the rest is all at Pete's. And we could do 12-foot by 6-foot Victorian London table. It was enormous, which is why we won. I mean, at Salute, we won the first Best in Show prize when Salute moved to XL.
Oh, cool.
We took it to the last show at, I think that was at Kensington Olympia, or Kensington. It was won the centres in Kensington, and then we ran it 3 or 4 times back to back, from about 2006 to 2005 to 2008, I think. 2009 I've got memories come up on Facebook today of 2009 we did 1588 and all that. We did a Tudor game there where I built Kentwell Hall. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Right, okay, so look, that's the floor of my boozer in place on the board. And all right, the flagstones are a bit big, but they work real nice from a painting point of view.
I think people have beat us to the announcement.
What's that? They're finding them already?
People have already ordered 2.
Cool, okay. If you've ordered one, what happens if they didn't realise that they're patrons and they got can you tell whether they have or not?
This one I know hasn't because of the cost.
Cool, okay. Because patrons of mine, if you're a paid patron, if you'd seen on Patreon this evening, you would have seen that there's actually a discount for you guys. If you go to Patreon, in the post section, the only paid patrons can see it. There is actually a paid a discount that you can use, and the whole point of buying those, if you're buying those and you're coming to Salute, does that say that on the website?
No, it doesn't.
Right, look, okay, look. I've done this bit. We said we'd stop doing this. Let's stop and talk about this model for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Many of you, if you've been watching these from the first time we did a live stream, you would have seen me building.
Hardy's just finishing the instructions now.
This version, right, of this kit. The original one. Oh, hello. See, bloody microphone all over the place. The original one, the one that's on the box, actually, is this. Which is a cute little model, based around the kind of like shapes that I make Burrows and Badgers scenery from. It comes in a box like this, which says Magatha Builder Worlds and Fable Faye on it, which is me and him. This is labelled as an expertise level beginner scratch building kit. Now, the idea of these kits is that they are not the same as buying a Perry Miniatures plastic medieval house, which is a plastic kit. You cut off the sprues, you stick it together, or buying a Guards of Traitor's Toll chroma model from Sarissa, or going to Tabletop TT Combat and buying their laser cut MDF or whatever else. The idea of this is to get people making their own model buildings from scratch, but it also means that it saves you the aggro of going and finding all the different materials, because you get absolutely everything in here you need except paint, knives and glue to make this model. So there's XPS foam in here, there's foam core in here, there's balsa wood in here, there's little baggies of cocaine, little baggies of tufts of...
I've already got enough trouble with trying to get these international.
Okay.
Can we not call it cocaine?
No, little baggies of flock. I'm going to call it flock. Little baggies of flock and little baggies of sand and strips, tufts of stick-on grass tufts.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, okay, Rob. Yeah, I can see that was your purchase, mate. Look, I mean, I know you're a patron. I know you get a discount. If you come collect them from someone,
you're going to picking them up, salute, yeah.
I'll chuck in a bag of tufts for you if that's all right, mate.
Yeah,
that works out about the same price of discount you would have got if that's all right with you. If not, you can. I'm sure you can cancel the order and put one through.
Give me a shout on loads of things and we'll sort it out.
We'll sort it out, mate.
It's funny enough, I thought you'd be the first person to buy some. So, yeah, the idea of this is to get people building their own models. The reason why it's taken us so long between when we first did this, in that I think was probably our first live stream, wasn't it? We did this.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's taken us that long is because, well, hey, life. And actually making up the kits and making up the model was the easy bit. Sorting out the instructions is the difficult bit. And Heidi, my lovely wife, who's in the house up there, who's also watching this live, is right now actually producing the written instructions with photographs and bits and pieces.
She's almost finished.
And then she's got the delightful job of editing the video, the instruction video as well, because that's the key bit. We wanted a video of building this available on my YouTube channel, and also decent paper instructions to go in this, and we had to do it all at the same time. So by the time you're getting this, which is going to be the first people are going to get theirs at Salute on April 11th, the instruction video will be on YouTube, and this will contain paper instructions in it as well. Yeah,
certainly will. Anyone who wants to... So the plan is for basically the pre-orders are live. The plan is to ship them out May 1st, because it just gives us a bit of leeway depending on how many of you want them.
They might come a bit earlier than that. We'll
definitely possible. We will let you know either through Tim's channels and through through the Fable Face store. If they will be active early. If you do want to come get yours at April 11th, if you email me with your order number and just say, hi, I will come grab them at Salute, the email should be on the website, then you can come collect yours at Salute, no hassle at all. That offer's only going to be for the first 20 of you, though, that do that due to just bad limitations on stock at the moment.
Which is kind of cool. So we're super excited about this. The aim with these models then is to get you building your own, and I love it if you share made versions of these on the Magatha Builder Worlds Discord server. That'll be a really cool place to actually share them and put them. I think it's a really super little model, and it's a really versatile little kit because you can. There is no set way you have to build it. The instructions are to build it as per what it looks like on the box, or the one that I actually built in the video that we made this Thursday, or did all the shooting of it, which is almost exactly the same. The positioning is some of the bits are positioned in different places, but essentially it's the same thing. So we have got 3 of these so far that we've made, which we're super happy with. And then he says, looking around, over there, coming very soon This is the next kit. This kit is a forge, which I've built. This is the prototype. So now what I've got to do is actually sit down. This works with the similarly to the, it's supposed to look like it's in the same village as the house. So it works with a similar kit, but as you can see, it gives you different options and bits and pieces. It's got, I don't know where they are. They're in my Arcwell dice box, which is still in the van. A little resin anvil that comes with it, and the actual finished kit will also have a 3D printed, a pair of 3D printed shop signs. It's either going to have an anvil as a shop sign, so you can hang it out the front, so you've got a blacksmith, or it'll have a blank shop sign, so you can have it. Because the other thing is that by reconfiguring this kit, you could just sell it you could make it as a shop.
Yeah.
So, which is the idea. So we'll have a number of different kind of variations with this. So very soon.
Hi Gordon. Yeah, of course. It's not a Patreon exclusive to come collect it at Salute. All you need to do is just make sure you email me your order number. We'll be there on the Saturday.
Yep, yeah, it's only Saturday.
Oh, it's only Saturday.
Yes, it's only Saturday.
Oh, right, I'm used to conventions running more than one day.
Yeah, but you've done a number of salutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you're not a patron, you can still order it. You can still order it online at fablefay.com, and which you can put in the chat, or we can do whatever else.
Oh yeah, we've also Fable Fay has now officially got a website.
Yeah, fablefay.com.
We've moved away from Etsy, so we're no longer using Etsy for our main distribution. We're now using a website that I have designed with Shopify.
And we're going to make sure it gets a whole bunch of other stuff on there. So this is part of that thing. We're going to get more on there. So if you purchase one and you want it delivered, want to collect it at Salute, just email Harry there and we'll make sure we've got it at the show, even if you're not one of our patrons. So yeah, this is what's coming next. And we've got to go through the process of actually putting everything in a box and making sure we've got it all. And then making a set of instructions for this one, and then the plan is to design a pub, funnily enough, which will also probably be able to double up as a posh house, and then there will be a chapel of some description as well, which again I think might try and be cunning enough to make it so it could be a watch house or something else as well. So the idea being that with 4 different kits you can make a whole bunch of different models and away you go. But it can be your tabletop, your models that you have made, and nobody else's are exactly the same. Unlike buying your plastic kit or your MDF kit or whatever else. So I'm super excited about this because I really, really want to try and promote these old school model making kind of like techniques and people falling in love with building scenery. So I'm really happy to be working with Harry on this, see how we go.
Fun.
There will be one of the tables, at least one of the tables at the Burrows and Badgers event that we're going to be running in October. Oh, did we not mention that? Which will have this scenery on it as one of our tables there. So we'll get onto that in a little while. Anyway, look, I'm going to get back on making this model.
Order at fabledfay.com. I've just put the hyperlink below for you as well.
Right, okay, so look, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some glue. I'm going to stick this base down. And then I'm going to put that to one side so I can work on get some fucking glue out of this bottle. Oh, we go. It's kind of exciting. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. I'll get on with those. I'll be really excited to see what other people do with it. That's the kind of cool bit.
Yeah, that'd be really good. We've got some good suggestions going in for.
Yeah, we're also going to. We're also probably going to do a variation, which this model comes with. It says, going on over here, sheets of roof tiles. But there's a good chance we're going to do a variation which has got teddy bear fur in, so you can. But we've got to get to that. We wanted to get this one out and going before we start messing around with variations. The instructional video and the instructions in the box are to make the one that's on the box, but you can use all your skills that you use and develop to make your own versions of it very quickly. So from that point of view, right, cool. Okay.
People are saying the sound has gone slightly funny.
That's just me.
It's just what you sound like.
Yeah. It's what I normally sound like.
I've unplugged and plugged the mic
Okay.
Hi, Space Dog. Thank you very much for your order.
Thanks, Nick.
1 second, audio's going to go dead. And we should be back live. Yeah, just turn the mic off. Try and fix the buzzing that we've been having. Hopefully,
That buzzing might have been me working with polystyrene. Hadn't I?
quite possibly.
Right, okay, so look, I've done this bit. That's now stuck to the base. I feel like I've made some progress this evening. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the walls for the ground floor of this pub. I did actually do some prep for this evening, believe it or not. I cut out some... Sorry?
Yeah, I've just unplugged it and given it a blow.
Okay, well, hey, that's me. Alright, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to texture some brick walls. I've got some 4 centimetre thick wide, 2 strips of XPS foam here, and 10 there, I've got a roller thing. So, let's put, there's a really bad static there. I apologise about this, folks. Right, so this is a roller I bought from Green Stuff Roller. And it's got a bit of it. So what I'm going to try and do is, the roller is 4 centimetres wide. So I'm going with 4 centimetre tool there. And what's going to end up happening is that the walls are probably going to be 5 centimetres tall. I'll end up with a strip that goes underneath it that's got different stone there. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a go at rolling. And now I know you've got to press real hard with these things. Up the polystyrene.
Hopefully that should have worked. It might take just a couple of seconds to switch audio. If not, we may have to start, unfortunately, and start the stream again. That's really annoying.
How about that? Look, can you see that? Can we see that? How about that? Is that what we're getting? That's weird. Cool. We now just on this one.
No,
it's
it's
fine.
very helpful, thank you.
So we're just on here now.
Yes,
Cool.
You
Okay.
Fuck you. No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Okay, so I don't know how clearly we can see that on here now. This has now got a nice little brick texture on there. Can we see that? Yeah, just about.
We certainly can.
And that hopefully it's not great, but this gives a brick probably about the right size for actual real historical buildings, as opposed to what I normally end up doing, which is kind of like drawing bricks on, which always look a bit big and clunky. I haven't done a great job down this end here, but I'm probably going to start with this end up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm using that. I need to do a couple of those. So let's take another strip of this, knack it on one side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do bricks on one side, and then I'm going to texture it with tinfoil roll on the other side, because that's going to be the inside, going to be the plaster. So here we go again. Yeah. I've made these strips the same width as the roller, That's not bad. Not getting a great. Right, that's going to work from a what we need point of view. Let's do another one. I could always flip it over. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I'm just not pushing hard enough. I've never really used this before. I bought it ages ago and haven't done anything with it. It does, of course, make the whole thing curl up. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's alright, that's a good one. Look, it's fucking made it go bendy. It's like a goddamn banana now. That's alright. Then we'll stretch that back and then we'll stick it and then we'll pin it back into place. Okay, so that might be enough to do the ground floor, the walls on the ground floor.
I'm not getting any sausages.
Okay, please. Okay, gonna do one more. So my plan is it's gonna have a 1 centimetre strip around the base of the wall, which is going to be thicker brick, and then we're going to have this layer on top, which is proper bricks. Nice. Okay, which you won't really be able to appreciate until it's painted. So, okay, good. So now the next thing is because I awkwardly have put this angle in here, I'm going to end up with an odd wall bit. But basically, what I'm going to have. This is going to be the front wall of the pub. This is where the door is going to be on the end of the street. Need to work out the angle. So now I'm going to cut some 1 centimetre strips. Long ruler. Do some measuring. A good workman always keeps his workspace nice and tidy, so it's easy to work with and you don't lose things. Yeah. Right. Whatever you do, don't fucking look over here because this is not.
For those of you, sorry, who are wondering about how to contact me, you should be able to put in contact for actually on the Fable Faye website. There'll be a section saying contact, and you should be able to just message the store from there. Apologies. I thought there was my email contact information was on there. It's not. I'm currently trying to add it as we go. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's fine. If you have any problems, you can always get hold of me, and I can sort it out anyway. Facebook or Discord or email if you got it or whichever. You know where we are.
Yeah. So as long as we have one of your order numbers,
yeah,
that's all that matters.
I could get the prox on how to do this, but actually, to be quite honest, what's that? Yeah, but the thing is, if I get the prox one out, I've got to clear this down. I've got to get it. It's only over there. Set it all up, and by that amount of time, I could have just come up, cut this out.
Tom, you've done that, including the ADHD rambles and side tangents.
Fucking cheap. This is a live stream. It's supposed to be. It's all about the ADHD rambles and tangents. I get picked on now. / I feel a bit seen,
Hi, Ian and James. Good for you to join. Yeah.
Which James is that? It's not actually James who I'm building this model for.
James Firth.
No, that's right. Okay, that's good. That's Jimbo. That is. Yeah. That's all right. That's good. Right, okay.
Everyone's saying sound's now fixed as well.
Hey!
Yeah, we're going. Quite a few people flip between the two streams. Yeah. Apparently the comments seem to have actually stalled on the main one, so lucky that we had this one up and running as well.
That's because we were so far in advance of ourselves getting prepped and ready for this evening, weren't we?
It was.
Yeah. Honest engine. Right, okay, so there's a centimetre. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build the bottom of the wall a centimetre round, all the way round. And then I'm going to put another bit of wall on top of it. This bottom bit of wall is going to be blocky and chunky.
Hi Nick, thank you for confirming that the message section actually works. I appreciate that.
Have you done that then? You sorted that?
Yeah, Nick.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a section where they can just contact me, where they can put their email and stuff.
Fantastic. Okay, well done you.
Confirm it against their order number. And boom.
Alrighty. Okay, so look, we're doing all right here. I've got, this is the base of my main wall going on. So I'm going to cut another. I lost the bit that I was actually cutting it from. For fuck's sake, you doddery old git. Oh, there it is.
It's crazy. We're already sold a fifth of our stock. This is amazing. Thank you guys so much. This is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool.
I'm just in a bit of disbelief.
Well, you know. Okay, so oh, God, fuck me. Eyes. Here we are. 1, 2. We're going to cut all these, and then hopefully that's going to make the bottom of the wall. And then the next bit after I've made the bottom of the wall is actually work on the top bits of the wall, obviously. And then they're going to have to work out where windows and doors are going to go, and work out what kind of fancy schmancy doors we're going to use, because buildings in Victoria and London, well, I mean, pubs, they have pretty big windows, don't they, really? It's going to need a couple of doors. You know, because when you get stuck in a fight in a boozer, you need to be able to go out the back door, at least. So have we got suggestions for the name of the pub then?
We do. Shall we read out the list at
Yeah.
about 8:30?
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, fine, okay. I have no idea.
Well, just to give people time.
That's
to
cool, yeah.
Get submitted, you know.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes time.
Right, good, okay. That's a much better way of doing it. Shall we do it in about 10 minutes?
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I have zero idea what
I've got like 7 clocks in front of me. I forget that you haven't got it.
Yeah.
We need to run the second monitor, don't we?
We do, really, yeah. Although then I'd have to sit and stare at myself all night, which is not good. So.
Well, no,
Okay, so for late arrivals, for people who have only just arrived and have worked out what the hell I'm doing, just for you, I am making a pub for the game Empire of the Dead. It's a Patreon build for a young man called James Denny, who I kind of like was bumped into at Partisan and said, no, I haven't started making it yet. So I'm rather hoping I'm going to get it done and made for Salute, and he'll come and collect it. We were just asking, or earlier, people said, has the pub got a name yet? And I said no. So we are up for options and suggestions. So if you've got a suggestion for what you think this pub, a London pub, for a Victoriana horror game, should be called, my suggestion is The Blind Beggar, of course.
We've got some bangers coming in.
We've got some bangers. Please do make some suggestions, and I'll use the best one, which will be kind of like cool. Right, okay, look, I'm bored now, cutting up little bits of foam. So here we go, right. Which actually, that's not good because the entire evening is about cutting up bits of foam.
It's almost like what everyone's going to watch the stream.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Cutting up
little bits of foam.
I guess some of them here for the obsessive rambling as well.
Well, you know, I like to think I'm a versatile kind of bloke and I can do all kinds of things. Gibber away to myself is one of them.
We are having complaints about whimsy not being used enough.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. Whimsy. Now might be a good time to talk about the T-shirt then.
Yeah. We can certainly do that.
Now, before we do that, of course, Space Doc is going to say he's expected to pick up his T-shirt at Salute, which is absolutely fine. I am, however, going to give him the option. Nick, if you're watching this, right, there is a T-shirt for you, but you might want to change your mind and get this year's Salute T-shirt. I don't know what I'm going to do. Hang on, look, you can get it off our gaming group chat, can you?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you stick it up there from there, or do you want to get it off? If you go to Facebook. Anyway, we're going to have a new T-shirt for the Magatha Builder World's T-shirt for Salute this year, and unlike all our other T-shirts that we've done in the past for Salute, and we've done new shirts for Salute, they've never actually said that they're for Salute. So this one, which we're going to find a picture of the actual logo, what's going on there, actually says Salute 53 on it, which is kind of cool. And for those of you who are missing the whimsy, it's got whimsy all over it, frankly. So from that point of view, way cool. So you might want, Nick, what I'm saying this to you for is the fact that you can have the shirt that I've currently got for you, or if you want to change it for a Salute 53 shirt, which has got plenty of whimsy, then I'll happily get you one of those instead. All right? You just have to let me know when you've seen the design, and we'll see how we go from there. Everybody else, if you want if you fancy a Salute 53 Magatha t-shirt, I will put details on the Magatha Build All the Worlds page, slash Discord, slash Patreon, slash every other way you can get hold of me these days. And again, they'll be available to pick up at Salute, because I know my friend Gordon often likes a Magatha t-shirt. So we'll see how we go from there, really. It's very, very cool. My friend Ben, who has designed all the Magatha t-shirts, produced this week. He's been very poorly in hospital all of March, but he still had enough energy and like the distraction of producing me a t-shirt design, which is very cool. So, bless him. This one is based on this is an Arcworld Magatha shirt more than anything else. So it's right. Okay, so that's going to go there, and that's got blocky bits there, which is kind of cool.
When I figure it out too.
When Harry's worked out where he can put it, if it's at all possible. If not, if we don't get it up now, what you need to do is look at my socials in the next day or so, and I'll post the pictures there, and you can decide what you want. And then Nick, you can just give me a shout which shirt you want. Anybody else, if you want one, you'll be order one before Salute as well. I'm going to be placing an order for t-shirts sometime this week, because we'll get them on time for the show. Right, now I've made 2 little 1 centimetre tall walls. Woohoo! If I was making 6mm wargaming scenery right now, this would be corking this model.
I've got an idea.
Harry's got an idea. Sounds dangerous.
Go old school.
Yeah, that works for me.
A very, very blurry rendition. It will be more on focus on the t-shirt as well.
It's way better than that, but yeah, it is cool. I'm very, very excited about it. It's one of those things where... Right, good. Okay, that's coming along nicely. I've drawn bricks. Look, I couldn't not draw bricks. So... yeah, I'm going to draw bricks on this. Then I'm going to work out where the doors and windows are going. Then I'm going to work out where the wall going on top of this. And it's going to be kind of like neat. I like it. So
Nick's saying, who said he doesn't want both?
Well, I mean, that's entirely possible, mate. I'm quite cool with that, because you've already got one and it's ordered and paid for. So from that point of view, I'll put details up on my socials this week, and you can check it out. And that's entirely possible. They pick them up and stuff. God, at this rate, I'm going to have to end up with a pig in stand, aren't I? A Salute at some point. Yeah, I doubt it. I can't imagine that they're nice and cheap. Right.
If fate will phase at the point where we need a stand, combined with Magatha t-shirts, I think we're in a very, very good place.
Yeah, I reckon so. I can't help thinking that a stand at the biggest wargaming show in the country at the most expensive fucking exhibition centre in the country ain't going to be cheap. I know that because I know how much money I've spent my actual company exhibiting a bet and the education show at the Excel, and it cost a goddamn fortune. And it's one of those places where, you know, if you want electricity, you have to pay more for that, and if you want Wi-Fi, you have to pay more for that, and if you want, you know, and it's a very cheap show compared to one, you know, the big industry expos, because it hasn't got carpet and it hasn't got kind of proper stands, and you bring all that stuff yourself. But nevertheless, it's still hella expensive.
I imagine it's cheaper than Comic Con.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably even closer these days, actually. But...
Well, you know, I mean, it can't be a cheap thing to hire that space.
Because what Comic Con has, what, 2 halls?
It depends. I've been there, and it's had been most of the Excel. Depends on event to event, but
normally
Excel's got for Salute they use at least 2 halls anyway. Well, first of all, the hall, it's hard to tell because the halls they open up the doors and then you get more than one. But Salute, they use 1 hall just for the queue, which I think they use at the end of the day to put vehicles in so people can get out.
Right.
I don't know. It's different now. Salute. I don't know whether Salute is still on the same weekend. Salute used to be on the same weekend as the London Marathon, or the weekend before the London Marathon. or the weekend of the London Marathon. I can't remember, but basically what you used to get a salute at the XL was 2 different types of people. At the XL on the day, the hall next to salute was being used by the London Marathon to register the runners, and then next door was the biggest wargaming show in the country. So what you basically got was a whole bunch of kind of like super fit, lycra clad looking kind of sporty types, and then you got a whole bunch of kind of like heavy metal t-shirt wearing, big bellied kind of like rucksack wearing autistics walking up and down the kind of like the concourse at the XL, and you go, I wonder which show each one of those people is going to. There weren't any prizes for guessing on the whole, you know. Right.
8:30.
8:30. Okay, cool. Right, look at you, your timekeeper. All right. So, what do we got suggestions-wise for pub names?
The Queen Vic.
Well, yeah, cool.
Duck in Hair. The Three Brides. Old Man of Essex. Can't have that's a jab at you.
Cheeky fuckers.
The Fox and Hounds. Wounded Ego. Huntsman Arms. The Eagling's Rest. Cadaver's Head, the Whimsy Dragon Inn. The Magnatherian, the Barrel and Bloom. The Crooked Anchor.
Nice. The Kebab and Calculator.
And the Horny Toad.
The Horny Toad.
What three do you want to put up?
I like the anchor. The thingy and anchor, that's quite good. Try not to chuck shit around and smash my office up. I don't know. What do you reckon?
I think the Eagles left rest would be funny.
Yeah, it could be. If we changed it to Eagles, that would work even better, though, wouldn't it? Although that would then be an eerie.
I'm putting that can away.
Is that you just being dyspraxic or Tourette's? Which is
that's full dyspraxia.
That's dyspraxia. No ticking involved at all. Okay, good. Right. Okay, so
we got the Eagles Rest, the Crooked Anchor, the Cadaver's Head.
Yep. Okay, cool. Or the Blind Beggar, which is my suggestion in the first place. And we go for that. Look, I've now got base walls going on. Okay, and then I've got to work out where the doors are going to go. But that's cool, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on. I can work out the kind of like the ground floor, because this bit here I think is going to be the lounge bars, and this bit here is going to be like the back kind of like room. It's not a very big pub, granted, especially by the time you've got figures on 25mm, 30mm bases, which is always the way with these things.
Currently, the Crooked Anchor is winning out by a landslide.
Cool, okay, we're liking that. That's right. It could be down by the docks in Limehouse. Actually, in my oh shit, I don't know where it's gone. We played, oh, there it is, up there. Over there, on the wall, is a map. Oh, fuck it, I'm going to get off the wall. This is Lion Square, which is where End of Empire was based, which is kind of like just along the River Thames, and that says the Strand that way and Spitalfields that way and Whitechapel that way. So it's kind of like sitting just near the Tower of London and the like, yeah, it's kind of cool. So my pub in that, of course, is called the Green Dragon, because I keep making pubs called the Green Dragon. I can't be asked trying to hang that on the wall. Oh, no, it's missed.
Cool, we'll end that poll in 10 minutes' time. See what one's been voted.
I missed the hanging up bit there. It's a picture wire.
Congratulations, though, they can't see it.
Yeah, there's a picture wire on the back of that map, right? And I missed the picture wire. So it's just hanging on the back of the frame, on the piss a bit, but fuck off. Right, okay. Right.
A bit.
A bit, yeah. Well, it hasn't fallen off.
I hate to see what you think is fully on the piss then.
Oh, okay.
That's only a bit.
Here we go. So what we're doing now, I'm going to add some more glue. Oh, I've clogged up. I've clogged up.
You need some more fibre then.
I know, I doubt it. Oh, I don't have a problem with that kind of clogging up, mate. I wouldn't describe myself as regular as clockwork, but it ain't bad. Okay, so look, we go glue like that. Where's my scrapey bit? XPS.
Dislocated designs. Also, map reminds me of the map in the City of Thieves fighting fantasy book of Black Zone.
Mate, fucking fighting fantasy City of Thieves. Which book was that? That sounds like that was about number 4. Was it City of Thieves? Come on, nerdy gamers. Fighting fantasy. Which book was no cheating now? This is like doing the Planet Rock years where you're not allowed to Google what year Black Dog by Led Zeppelin came out. You just got to know. What book number was City of Thieves in the Fighting Fantasy series? Answers on a postcard too. Or put them in the chat down below. Warlock of Far Top Mountain was number 1, of course.
Number 5.
It was number 5. No, it wasn't number 5. Don't believe who said that.
Dislocated designs.
I thought that was Death Trap Dungeon, which is the first one I finished. But it could be City of Thieves, I suppose.
I'm going to look it up and I won't tell you until you decide.
Well, I always thought Death Trap Dungeon was number 5, but Death Trap Dungeon might have been number 6 because City of Thieves come out before Death Trap Dungeon. Death Trap Dungeon was the first one I finished completely. I finished it all. I drew a map for it and absolutely fucking everything when it came out. It was amazing. Definitely, I mean, the Fighting Fantasy books were certainly an absolute key point of my gaming history. They were super important. Loved them. Forest of Doom was, I think, book 2. They were just wicked. And of course, written by the chaps who owned Games Workshop for many years. So. Steve Jackson and Sir Ian Livingstone. I don't know how Steve Jackson didn't get a knighthood, but Ian Livingstone did. I'm not quite sure how that worked. But yeah.
Which one are we looking for?
City of Thieves. Was it Coyotes? There were, loads. Yeah. I think Return of Warlock, Far Top Mountain was about book 50, which they got.
No, it's number 5.
It's number 5, I stand corrected. What number was Death Trap Dungeon? 6. Right, okay, that's cool. Yeah. And what was book 7?
Island of the... Fuck you! Island of the Lizard King.
Island of the Lizard King, yeah.
Just in time.
I'm pretty sure that W.H. Smith wouldn't have stopped your version.
But much more fun version though.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Island of the Lizard King was pretty good.
No, I imagine it's a very good book. But right, it's much more funny though if randomly if you just track on
that's fair play. Yeah. Now, if you played Fighting Fantasy books, did you play them properly? That's the next question, right? Did you actually write out the character sheet and roll all the dice, or did you just assume you won every combat? Right, okay, I'm going to pin those corners together.
So what style of books were these then?
Right, okay. What? Oh, God, this is going to be worse than the movie conversation we've had. Shit.
1980s.
Yeah, I know, all right.
Another 20 odd years before I was born.
Yes, right, okay. So, the Choose Your Own Adventure books, you know that?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. They pretty much, Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone, who were the guys who founded Games Workshop, created this amazing series of books called Fighting Fantasy. And the first one was Warlock of Far Top Mountain, and I think the second one was Forest of Doom. I can't remember what 3 and 4 were. One was a Starship Traveller game. But anyway, I don't know whether they invented the concept of Choose Your Own Adventure books. I fucking got a box of pins out there earlier. I don't know whether they invented the idea of Choose Your Own Adventure books, but they were certainly a really early series, and they were a brilliant way of being able to role play and play, because I was playing them at the same time when I first got into Dungeons and Dragons, which must have been, 1984, 85, shut up. And I was playing Red Box Edition D&D, so that was third edition D&D. And
compared to most games, we haven't actually done that far. We're only 6.
Yeah, but the thing about Dungeons and Dragons is the fact that they also did Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which was pretty much the same goddamn system, but you know, so AD&D come out at the same time. So yeah, I was third. I played Red Box Edition, which is how we always refer to it. So Fight Fantasy came out, and it was epic. It was a brilliant way of getting kids reading, and there were hundreds of them. And they were the absolute classic choose your own adventure. Other publishing houses came out with their own versions. There were the brilliant Joe Diva, Gary Chalk, Lone Wolf series, which is kind of cool. Had a different kind of game, different system, which was neat. And but it was always that thing where you met people who played them properly, and then people who, like me, probably cheated. Death Trap Dungeon is the one that I really remember, because I remember playing, choosing every option in the book. Right, and going down every single tunnel and drawing it out and trying to map it all out. And I started on a piece of A4 paper that went off that way and had a compass in one corner, and then you turned off southward, and then I had to add bits. So I remember it kind of having to fold up with loads of bits of paper sellotaped in different places, because I was kind of like trying to make it all fit on. And I think it's the only one of those I ever kind of like did like that, because but they were like, because this is like before video games were a thing. Video games were just starting to crawl out of the primordial swamp.
You can kind of see how that would then develop into your early RPGs.
Yeah, and they were much better. The Hobbit,
series.
Yeah, before that, the Hobbit was one of the very first computer games. You can't call them video games because there was virtually no video at all. They were pretty much text adventures. So you sat there and you could almost, so the programming for those must have been super simple, because they were just a fucking flow diagram.
And floppy disks held like.
And floppy disks, bless him. No, mate, this was done on a tape cassette.
Oh, you weren't even on floppy disks at this point.
No. Floppy disks don't happen for, originally, right, you used to sit there, and even a really simple game like Space Invaders, or if you had talked to Heidi had a BBC B, it might even have been a BBC A, like 32, or actually the first one that came out had 16K of RAM, right, and then it was 32K of RAM. That was a big deal. And I had my first computer at home that I myself was Commodore 64, because it had 64K of RAM, right? 64K, which is like... anyway, so I used to play... as in kilobyte. Yeah, as in... So nothing, right? Yeah. My toaster in the kitchen has got a more advanced fucking processor than that, right? Yeah. So text adventures is what you first got on a computer game, where you literally go north. Go north.
And then it would pop up
north. Yeah. And then it would go, you meet an orc. And then you had to use the right words, or it didn't do it. So if you encountered like a locked door, you'd go, unlocked door. And it would go, and you'd go, kick the shit out of the door. I don't know what you mean. And a lot of the time, it was so frustrating, because you had to get the right kind of like language to do the thing. Yeah. But there were no images. It was just a text. And so, Fight Fantasy books, which had images, great images, fantastic. The character of the Forest of Doom, which I think was book 2, is this like lizard man kind of character. Lizard man, the kind of rogue. He's got a hood on. He sat on a downed tree trunk on the front, and they were illustrated throughout. So they were actually way better than a computer adventure. They were far more accessible, a lot cheaper, and to interact and to interface with the game, you didn't have to sit around for half an hour, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, listening to a tape deck going, hoping that the game was going to upload to your computer, and then halfway through it fell over and didn't work at all. You had to fucking start over again. It's a nightmare. So this is why the youth of today don't know the struggles that we live with in the end of the 20th century.
So I was comparing that to like the games because I've just recently upgraded a few components of my computer.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I upgraded is to an M.2 SSD drive.
Yeah.
Getting a second one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 1 terabyte.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's 1 terabyte in a thing that's like, I think it's 80 mil and it's not even a mil thick.
Oh yeah, I mean the videos that we made for our video instructions for our scratch build your own coin. Is on a terabyte drive. My first PC, right? My first actual PC that I owned for me, I bought in 1996.
Okay.
When I started my postgrad for my teaching qualification, and my brother, who's into computers, always been into computers, helped me build it. He built it, and I remember at the time the hard drive of my computer in 1996 had a 1.6 gigabyte hard drive, right? 1.6 gigs, and my brother at the time said to me, "You're never going to fill that." and you just didn't. You didn't, because we weren't streaming videos. Nobody was working with video online. Even at that point in the 90s, most people were using computers to write a Word document, use an Excel spreadsheet, and send emails. And they weren't, because Anyway, enough of being an old git. I've now got this stuff.
Right, so, Freeway Fighter number 13 was great. Didn't roll any dice for the FF books.
Oh, was that Freeway Fighter? Yeah. Who said that?
That was Dislocated Design.
Cool, yeah.
These things come from Dislocated Design. Citadel Chaos was number 3.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But no, he apologised. That's the second one.
That was second.
Yeah. Death Trap did from the previous session was third. Death Trap Dungeon did exactly what it implies in the title. It was really hard.
It was cool.
Games like The Hobbit, which on the Spectrum 48K had pictures that loaded line by line. Allowed space for your imagination to fill in.
Because they were fucking.
They stopped saying the BBC B came out with a 32 gigabyte originally.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
It was too expensive, so then they released the BBC A, which had a 16 gigabyte.
Yeah. So, my primary school, my dad was a head teacher, and I went to his school, right, which is hard. If you're ever a kid in your parents' school, it's fucking hard work. I apologise to my children for doing that to them. It's also really hard for the parent. But my primary school got its first computer when I left in 1982, and that was a BBC B. They used to come home on the holidays, so I used to get to play. And the BBC computers had games that were copies of Atari games. So there was the BBC version of Aliens, and the BBC version of Space Invaders, and the BBC version of Defender, and the BBC version of Frogger. Because they obviously they couldn't license, so they had to make their own. So it was like, tragic. But right, okay, where are we? So look, I've got my lower walls on. It's going to help me work out where I'm going to put my doors. I'm using doors and windows for this. For the doors for this, I'm using door frames that were designed and printed by Gary and Harry from Fable Fate, and you can find at least one of them in our scratch built cottage model.
Actually, to be fair, we probably should, for those of them who haven't seen it, actually dissect what we get in the box.
Could do that, but I'm making the model on it. Don't stop me. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
My first hard drive for the Atari ST was a 30 megabyte.
We get you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I dreamt of megabytes. Yeah, we. Yeah.
Called the Commodore 64 splitter. Used to copy all the games. Always used to get to 99% and crash.
Yep. I remember that. That was definitely. That was like, oh my god. And the amount of time when you had a limited amount of time to play a video game, and it took most of the time. The more complicated the game, the longer the kind of time it took to load. I used to play Graham Gooch's Test cricket on the Commodore 64. Was my favourite game on that.
Oh, I thought you were a cricket player.
It was probably my favourite game because it was only one of the ones that would reliably. It wasn't necessarily because it was a really great sports sim, because no games in 1986 were great sports sims at all. But right, look, I'll put a door in there now. That's where the door's going to go.
I've never been particularly fond of sports sim games.
Well, no, I mean, this was literally kind of like... Yeah.
It's different back then.
Blocking 8-bit bloke facing the screen and a 4-pixel square ball would bounce at him and he'd swing an 8-pixel long fucking cricket bat at it.
I don't know if it's technically a sports sim, but growing up with the Wii games and growing up with Wii Sports and then the Mario Olympics and stuff like that.
Oh, right, okay.
Absolutely, always holding place in my life in terms of video games.
I see.
To the point that I have got the old Wii back out and have gone to CX and got second-hand Wii games and stuff like that. Because it's quite fun when you kind of have mates come back from a night out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
trying to figure out how to load up a Wii with a bunch of pissheads.
Kind of
fun experience.
party games like that are quite a good crack. Yeah, it's like playing. We can play like Super Mario Kart with 4 of us. And now, of course, the other thing is you've got a TV that's like 55 inches huge. Because trying to play shared screen games when they originally came out on a TV that was only like 28 inches wide, it was fucking rubbish. Right, so I'm working out where my doors are going to go, and then all I'm doing is I'm cutting out of the blue XPS where the door goes, which is kind of cool. So this is door onto the main street here, this is going to be a door into the bar here, and I think this is going to be a door, actually I might have in the back, but that's going to be into a back room kind of like area there where the bars are.
I was asking, did you ever play on the Elite?
Did I play Elite?
Yes.
Yeah. Elite was cool. Now Elite, right? You know, No Man's Sky.
Yep.
Yeah, it was kind of like big, broad, free roaming sci-fi kind of like extravaganza. That was the 1980s attempt. And Elite was so, but it was all kind of like, it was Elite. I used to love playing Elite because you built your own spaceship and off you went. But my thing was, even at that point there, I would rather play Traveller, which was the same kind of thing but a role-playing game.
Yeah.
And a tape and a miniature base. You had 15mm miniatures for it. And you made a crew and you designed your ship and off you went. I was still video games have only ever had a certain amount of appeal for me. I've always enjoyed the kind of like either the social nature of role playing and getting together with other people, or the kind of like the model making and the aesthetic enjoyment of tabletop stuff.
For me, I always used to like gaming with like maybe one mate or two mates through the years, and I always done it for the social, but I didn't really enjoy this video gaming.
Yeah.
But recently, I've joined like a big group of people who all game together, and it's pretty much there's at least 6 or 7 of us normally on.
Yeah.
And it's really given me a new kind of lease on life and enjoyment through gaming, like just playing those almost party-style games, but obviously they're not playing in different houses and stuff like that, and just doing stuff together, whether that's sort of horror games and getting the shit scared out of you and it's kind of funny because you've got mates there and stuff like that and see each other's reactions, or whether it is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more competitive games even, where it's like that kind of almost feeling of achievement and then also God damn, we're having our asses handed to us. I've really got a new lease for gaming. It's really changed my perspective. Like, I also now changed perspective why I enjoy solo games. I enjoy solo games for once again the social aspect of then going to my mates and just, like for Resident Evil, I'll watch Resident Evil 9 and watch the playthrough on that. And me and my mate Scout have been talking about it for probably 10 plus hours, just going through different theories, different things of what we think the new DLC is going to be about and stuff like that. And it's just really brought a new perspective to gaming for me, and I've taken that into kind of the war game side of things as well. It's just that sense of community that I really like.
Oh, I think so. And I think the thing is, in the end, is it's the gaming community when you don't actually have to be in the same place as the other person. It's kind of cool. Works really well for people who don't like people. I think my thing in the end is, it depends on the kind of game really, because but I think my problem with video gaming in the end, and I have not, apart from doing the odd thing like playing the odd Super Mario Kart on Christmas Day with Heidi and Freya and Ethan, I haven't played a video game since Assassin's Creed 2 came out.
Right.
And that's not actually apart from anything else. because I like doing this and reenactment and everything else that I do, I always get to the point where my problem with them is that I always see, and this is purely me, and I have no problem with other people playing video games, is that I always see video gaming as a waste of time. I don't have anything to show for it at the end. It's not a waste of time because you're having fun, you're hanging out with mates, but I don't have anything to show for it at the end of it. Whereas I've got a product at the end of this. And my problem was I also got to the point where games like Assassin's Creed were not helping with my ADHD gaming brain anyway. Because every time I played a new video game, I was like, oh fuck, I want to wargame this. I want to build the thing. And Assassin's Creed 2, of course, is set in Venice and medieval Italy, which is where I kind of got my initial love for Venice for before I actually visited it, which is kind of cool. But when the first Assassin's Creed game came out, I was absolutely obsessed with the idea of building Middle Eastern cities and building. I've still got a drawing of a modular board that I wanted to make with stairs and things, and it's like, I can make this. I'm going to make this. And but yeah, my problem with video gaming in the end was the fact that I just always got to plug in. I'm not getting anything done. But that's
why I've had to put it into discipline with the gaming. And also, weirdly enough, if I played a multiplayer game solo too much, I then wouldn't want to make my mate late because I kind of burn myself out on it. I'm really, really bad for that, and I still am. So I've had to put in some discipline around that.
I think the other thing is that, it's kind of cool playing stuff online with people you know, but then that going out and playing in the world where there's so many dicks, that, and because I kind of like veer away from war games that are super competitive, because that's not my experience. And knowing how uptight people can get when their video online gaming experience goes wrong, I genuinely don't like getting into that kind of frame of mind. And my tabletop philosophy these days, especially, because don't get me wrong, I'm sure I was a bit of a dick in the past, where I wanted to win all the time, and I still like to play and win games. But I like to play and win games. But I genuinely believe that your mission of getting together to play a tabletop game is to ensure that both people have a good time. If you have a good time at the expense of the other person having a good time, then that's the mission fails.
Completely. There's no point going on.
Right, now, I've got to decide what I'm going to do windows-wise. Doors-wise is fine. I'm going to cut doors out. Now, the reason why I was banging around just before we started this live stream in the garage was I've got these fancy schmancy laser cut windows. Look, they're kind of cool. They're all kind of... There we go. Cool, that's good. So I can't decide whether I'm going to use those or go with something kind of plain like this. In fact, what I might do is go with, I don't think I need to use the shutters on the outside, but these do look kind of Victorian-y, kind of. And what I think I might do is kind of like cut a rectangle out and stick them on as a frame. And then I think that will look quite good from a downstairs pub kind of window, because pub windows are quite big, aren't they? Right? I mean, they'll be quite high up. But from that point of view, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use these ones; they'll be a waste. Right, and then if I want, I can then actually put shutters over the outside, but that is a bit unnecessary. In fact, it's a bit twiddly. This is a bit twiddly for a Victorian pub. I think so. But they're not bad. Anyway, sorry. What was the?
So, Rob Lang's The Good Old Days is playing Manic Miner, Jet Set Willy, Dizzy on My Rubber, Key Spectrum.
Sorry, Dizzy on My Rubber?
Yeah. I'm hoping that's like rubber as in a racer and not American slang.
I have fucking no idea.
Well, I've not played that game before.
He's making that one up, sure.
Yeah. Just want me to read it out on Hungry Horse.
Yeah.
Nicholas is asking, maybe because I'm quite young, are these games all from last century?
Fuck you! But yes, No, actually, let's take that back. No, they're not from last century. Well, they are technically from last century. Mate, they are from the last millennium. That's how old they are, yeah.
Nick was saying that dragon meat is going back 40 plus years now.
Yeah, I'd say. Exactly, you know. Well, I mean, when you think about the fact that we're going to salute 53 in less than a fortnight, because it's the 53rd salute. And there are some people who have been through them all, you know. Not me, mind you. I don't think I didn't go to salute until about 2002. Fuck. I'm getting abuse from everybody this evening.
Well, that was still funny when you put it in the group chat. You posted the photo of the new T-shirt, and it just became a take this out Tim thing.
Hey mate, there's nothing wrong with that. That T-shirt, that T-shirt's banging.
No, it was anything to do with T-shirt.
Right.
Synchronicity by Dislocated Design. Yeah, just like a design game with massive sign holes. Have a lot of fun, but you won't get anything bait/baited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I keep getting people telling me, "Oh, dude, you do so much." Yeah.
He never got into computer games in the 70s and 80s. Too busy riding my bike and building. I don't know what that word is, kids.
What's it begin with?
Tamiya.
Tamiya. No, mate.
Tamiya.
Tamiya. Very good to see you there. Tamiya. Japanese kit manufacturer, big scale. So if you think of Airfix, but Airfix is normally 1/72. Well, they made 1/32. Well, Tamiya is like, I don't know what scale it is, about 1/16. So they're about 40-50 millimeter figures. So you get, and they were, still are. Super detailed, so you get, you buy fucking Second World War tanks like this, and they were just the absolute nuts. Very, very cool models. I like Tamiya stuff. I love. I have made my the odd Tamiya model myself in my time. Right, hang on a minute. I've got myself lost now. Where's the fucking back door?
Nick, but Harry doesn't realise original Spectrum had a dead fish rubber keyboard. Oh, dead flesh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, but actually, hang on, I'm retracting this statement. It doesn't make much more sense than a dead fish.
It didn't have it had a little thing. It had a rubbery kind of keyboard on the. Yeah.
So it was a membrane keyboard without the hard caps.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they went to the hard cap membrane keyboards.
Yeah, I'd say.
Membrane keyboards make quite a lot of life.
You just said a whole bunch of stuff. I've no idea what you said. Absolutely.
Membrane keyboard.
Yeah.
So you've got mechanical keyboards and then membrane keyboards. Mechanicals use individual switches on each key, whereas membranes like just a big soft black silicone pad.
Right, yeah.
The hard keys go on top.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. And they were always known for having, not being as accurate as mechanical.
As an actual keyboard. Yeah, that's fair.
But they've done quite well.
I see.
All these sort of keyboards, like these two keyboards, both are membrane keyboards.
Yeah. Right, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I'm drawing inside my window there.
I'm just a little boy who just said fuck you to me.
Yeah, well, look, mate, this is fine. Is this Mr. Sanchez, by the way, just out of interest?
It's just Nicholas 14.5.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm expecting him to come back with, yes, it's Mr. Sanchez. And if it is, then none of my videos, young man, are tagged as suitable for kids, right? So there will be moderate curses and use of expletives, because I'm an English teacher. I have all the ability to use other language, but swear words are better. And he's got Tourette's, so when he gets going, there ain't no stopping. So yeah.
Great. I'm going to Wolverhampton in the next month, so that's going to be a fun experience.
Just don't go having a go. Actually, don't call them Brummies, because they don't like it up there when they call it. So if you're in Wolverhampton, you call them a Brummie. Even though they totally are, nobody cares, but it's like.
It's quite funny. You see so my friend who lives up there has 20 siblings.
Right.
19 siblings. And it's really funny because some of them have absolutely no care of being called rubbies. But you do know the ones who do have an issue of being called rubbies quite quickly when you call them one.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
Let's end this poll and see who's.
What we got? What are we going to call the pub?
Saying he's just joking, he understands. He made him cry twice. Go on, ask him to see Blade.
Have you watched The Princess Bride yet?
I actually haven't. No.
Fuck's sake, you have one job to do between last month and this month, and you haven't done it.
It completely slipped my mind. I was focused on getting a product online.
No, you can't have that as a claim because you've been focusing on getting a product online in the last like 2 days. Right, yeah.
That's the reason I watched the last 2 days.
Absolutely diabolical. Right, okay, so that's the pub there. I'm just working out where to
I
make
clicked end poll and it didn't tell me who the winner was.
Oh, great. Okay.
But I saw it was the crooked anchor, but still.
The crooked anchor is what we're going for, then? Okay, that
It was
works.
just about 1 hour, but I couldn't tell you what second and third is.
Okay.
Because for some reason it didn't announce the poll winner, which it normally does.
Oh, cool. Okay, so while we're on all this,
Oh, there we go. The crooked anchor. Fuck you.
yeah, there you go.
The crooked anchor 56%, the blind beggar 22, the cadaver's head 11, and the eagle's rest also 11.
Okay, the people have spoken then. The crooked anchor is wicked. I like it. So while we're on this, well, not really on this, but to get off video games because this is not a video gaming channel.
If it was, people would be thoroughly disappointed with the current.
Yeah, because it's a bit shit.
For a gaming channel.
But I've talked about the fact that I started playing with.
You're nuts.
I might have done. with the Red Box Edition. The Red Box Edition D&D, right? And then I also started, my first experience of tabletop gaming really was Warhammer Fantasy Battle 2 in about 1986. Folk out there, people out there, what did you start playing first? When did you get into the hobby? What was it you were playing? Did you start with tabletop games first, or did you start with RPGs? Or did you start with fighting fantasy books? And if you started with RPGs and similar, what did you play? Did you just play D&D? Did you play other systems? What is your favourite role-playing game? Because we don't talk about role-playing on here very often. What's your favourite role-playing game? My favourite role-playing game.
The original.
No, this is third edition. Call of Cthulhu. This is the third edition of Call of Cthulhu. This is the one that was, it was great. It's just bloody ace. Although I have bought recently this one, which is Cthulhu by Gaslight, because this is where End of Empire came from. Although I've got the original Cthulhu by Gaslight as well, and I need the Keeper's Guide for Cthulhu by Gaslight because I'd like to start that again. Whereas old school stuff up here on the shelves, I do have Fantasy Battle 2, which is almost complete. I'm missing like 2 bits of the scenario booklet, which is really annoying. That's kind of like a lot of my background. I've certainly got Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, a Player's Handbook, and a DMG at Christmas 1987, and my mum used to write in books, and she wrote although, bless them, they didn't approve of me role playing because they didn't get it. My parents, or of heavy metal either, because they, and they thought it was a massive time sink, and I was wasting my time on it. And my mum wrote in my Dungeon Master's Guide, which I think it was Christmas 1987. I got that. She definitely wrote in there. I predict an A. No, it must be 1985. I predict an A at O level Dungeons and Dragons. And I did my O-levels in 1986. That's what GCSEs are called for, GCSEs. Okay, right. Just checking. I know, because he's the same age as me. We were in the same year at school. Not in the same school, mind you, but Gary and I Gary's about, when's his birthday? He's about 5 months older than me. Yeah. So, we were the last year to do O-levels. The year after that, 1987, they went to GCSEs. So yeah. So what was your? How did you get into gaming? What was the first games you played? What did you play? Role playing wise or tabletop? How did it go? None of this computer game shit. I don't care about it.
I think the first tabletop game I got into was 40k.
Right.
And that was when I was 13, so what, 10 odd years ago.
Right.
And then I got into D&D around 15, 16.
Okay.
That was D&D 5th edition time.
Yeah.
I still yet to play Cthulhu. Really want to join a Cthulhu campaign at some point.
Yeah. Was that a hint?
Sorry?
Was that a hint?
No. Just generally fascinated by the system because I heard about one of the characters from the older system.
Right.
And it had the quirk that he was just too dumb to suffer from insanity.
Yeah, of course.
And that was just... That little poetic detail was just so fucking cool to me.
And the whole thing about Cthulhu is the fact that sanity and insanity is the most important bit. Because when you play a game, what I quite like about playing Cthulhu is the fact that you know every single big creature that can fuck you up.
Yeah.
So, you know, it doesn't really matter. So it's just about how long you stay kind of like sane and you go off and investigate shit. Because sooner or later, unlike a lot of role-playing games where people can like be playing the same character in Dungeons and Dragons for like 20 years, and it's like a level a zillion now. Yeah, that doesn't happen in Call of Cthulhu. There is going to come a point where your character is just going to go do lally and end up in an asylum. So, you know.
Yeah, because I've been playing a campaign of a game system called Calendar Obscura, which takes very heavy inspiration from Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
It's a critical role. I'll bring the rule book around at some point.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting game system for a more modern take.
What would be good now is if I had some figures from this range or any other 28mm Victorian. Well, I just want to see they come up thick size.
While you're searching through those, I will read out some people's replies.
Yeah,
Nick Music. Oh, no, that's not the question you're asking. Disney designer starting with basic D&D box set 2. I've got all the sets including the Black and Mortal set.
Oh, nice.
Nick fudges and barriers due to his nibs here.
You're welcome.
Laser Burn Imperial Commander.
Yeah.
Thermometer, good see you. The old school 40k second edition, and then Munda the D&D for me.
Oh, nice. 40k second, right, okay.
Dislocated Design, Road Trader was my first sci-fi game. Rob, AD&D Call of Cthulhu, Road Trader, good options.
Yeah, nice.
Ian, no serious, 5th edition 40k with my son. Orcs vs Space Marines.
I already got to the shit version. The 4th edition was the best. Okay, so I wrote about that.
Dad or Gary started playing AD&D after the fantasy battle books and computer games. Also played TMNT, Marvel Superheroes, Paranoia, Social Recon, Call of Cthulhu, and then stopped playing for 20 odd years.
Paranoia, that mate, that is a game and a half. That is. Paranoia was a game workshop game. Role-playing game. When workshop made games, role-playing game.
Because the biggest game I played the most was Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which was fucking brilliant. The character development in first edition Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay was one of the best systems going. Paranoia was a far future post-apocalyptic thing where you play clones. You had like 6 characters, 6 clones of yourself. So you killed off, and half the time you just ended up dobbing in other members of you because it's called Paranoia. So you'd be grassing up your mates to the authorities, and they'll be killed off all over the place. Hilarious. Right. Anyway, look, I've got some 28mm Victorian figures. This is This is Lady Annabelle Simpson Jones, which is from my End of Empire games. She was, and this is Heidi's Call of Cthulhu by Gaslight character, and this is Colonel Sir Henry Templeton Smythe, who was also one of our main games characters. This is one of my Call of Cthulhu by Gaslight character, and accompanied by Burt Lavender,
who is Lady Annabelle Simpson Jones's man. He kind of gets her out of all the trouble. So I have actually got some figures that are about the right kind of size for this. Plus the limited edition Wargames Foundry Moriarty figure. And Colonel, what's his name? Sebastian Moran as well. Moriarty as in Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. So yeah, and this is my little kind of. I've got to stick it back together. This is my little display piece of Victorian London Street that they all see. So yeah, just from a kind of seeing if they kind of fit and stand in the pub and can look out the windows. It kind of works quite high up, but actually in Victorian pubs, the windows, they're not low down, they're quite high up, so from that point of view, yeah, I don't know, I think mainly because a lot of the time you're not sitting, the idea of going into a pub and sitting is relatively new. You set up a lot of things, but you did an awful lot of standing in a lot of pubs those days. So yeah, that'll work, that's fine. Good, okay, so look, I've done one window that I've cut out and stuck on. I'm going to do a couple more down this side. And then I'm going to do the other walls. And at least, if nothing else, tonight I'm going to get the first floor of this goddamn model, mate. He's got a point. He's got a point. Right, okay, so no, we're doing it. So, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so... Where are we going next? No, I don't need distracting. It's fine. I can put another one of these windows in this bar here, and then I'm going to have a little window out the back there. Although, because they're going to go upstairs. Book nooks. Yeah, a live book nook might be cool. Yeah, shit, okay.
So we can even do like a smell thing one or something.
Yeah, that would you well. You could certainly do yeah. I've done a couple of Lord of the Rings book books over the years. Yeah. But
I probably wouldn't, to be honest, but
I did them. Well, actually, let's just go on Magatha Build a World and see if I actually made any videos out of it. I did a really fucking cool Star Wars one, which was just as far as I was concerned was peak idea for Book Nook. I did a trash compactor. Star Wars Book Nook. No, it only had 2 characters in it because you couldn't physically, because I did it with 5-inch tall action figures, so you couldn't physically get them all in. But I reckon anybody who went to, actually what I need to do, I can't find it on my playlists. If I go to my playlists and I scroll down my playlists, I'll find probably a Book Nook playlist. Actually, do you know what the most fucking annoying thing about Book Nooks is? Right, is I've been doing this channel for 6 years coming up this year, and nowadays I'm a bit kind of niche, so I don't get massive amounts of views on my videos. You know, if they hit 1,000, then I'm quite happy. The single most irritating thing about all the videos I've made over the years is the video that's got the most views out of any of my videos is The Wandering Shop, which is a book book.
How many views did it get?
That's had 18,000 views.
Jesus Christ.
So compared to most other things, I don't know why. So so there are four book books on here. So which must mean the Lord of the Rings one. I made a Prancing Pony book book for Riley.
Oh, okay.
So those who don't know Riley, she's in my reenactment group. Known her for many years, and made a Prancing Pony one. So it had the hobbits outside the Prancing Pony. It's really cool, which is on my Facebook page, but it must predate my YouTube channel. So my one's on here, The Wandering Shop, which is Magatha Build a World was around before it was a video channel for YouTube channel. I'd already coined that name and I already had a Facebook page for making stuff. So The Wandering Shop, which was a book that I made for Jim. as
Oh,
in
okay.
Jim the Pirate, Jim Evans,
Yeah,
Jim, so another reenactor. So he has that on his stand, in his shop, because it's him in his shop.
Jim Oaks,
Jim Oakenheart, yeah.
Oakenheart.
And then the Star Wars book build, which was 5 years ago, which is kind of cool. And then they were back in the day when I gave shit and I was making really short videos. So the Wandering Shop book was 25 minutes long. Yeah. But the building of the moot hall for Boroughs and Badgers for Salute this year is 2 1-hour long videos. So it's like, Star Wars book nook was 42. So I made on here. There's a Wandering Shop. There's the Star Wars book nook. There's the Krampus book nook that I made for Heidi, and Erasmus's Emporium, which isn't really a book nook. I made that for work, but it's
Something Krampus thing for Heidi.
yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Good. I made a Krampus on Forge. That's nowhere near as long ago. It's only 4 years ago. I made a Krampus figure on Hero Forge.
Okay. Yeah.
And then put it in a book, which is quite cool. So it's dead good. I like it lots.
Yeah, there is something that's coming through, isn't there? People just started saying about
Echo.
I don't know.
Anyway, right, okay. Harry's having to do something technical.
Yeah.
Oh, that isn't even the one. Oh shit. Okay, so the Death Star trash compactor was made before the channel as well, because the Star Wars book nook I made is a
Death Star trench light up X-wing TIE fighter thing.
See if that fixes it.
Cool. Anyway, right, okay, back to making a model, because all I've done is put on one wall, put in one window, and it's all going a bit shit, and I need to put that window over there and put another thing in here, and it's Harry's fault because he's distracting me. Tall windows. Okay, we're going to have 2 tall windows there. We're going to have windows by the front door. I really thought that I was going to get through this model tonight. And lo and behold,
got it.
Lo and behold, thanks to all you lot chatting at me about old school games and other shit, let's go online and watch Tim not make a model. Yeah, good idea.
Cheers, Nick. Yeah, all fixed the Echo.
Okay, so
Damn, we've hit 408 views.
Are we really?
Yeah.
How many?
408.
Wow, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. That's really neat. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw in the inside of this window here, so I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to stick in 2 windows like that.
That's not even including the other 110 that have watched the...
Is that because it's... Have we got it streaming elsewhere then? It's on the
Yeah,
YouTube
so
Shorts.
they're both on YouTube. Those YouTube Shorts and standard YouTube.
Yeah.
And we've had quite a lot of viewers come in from YouTube Shorts.
Right.
Most of your primary chatters are on this one.
Of course they are, yeah, because they're kind of old school like me.
No,
from young Nicholas.
on the Shorts version.
Right.
Because for supposedly the chat has frozen on the other side for some unknown reason. All this stuff takes some tinkering, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Just we're having too much fun chatting.
Supposedly, yes. Apparently we're quite quiet, but I can't. First time I think that's ever been said.
I don't think it's ever been said about me ever.
No.
Oh, Tim, you're ever so quiet. Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't manually adjust the volume on that camera.
On the Eagling. That's not.
It
It depends who I'm talking to. The problem is we're now currently working on a camera, a microphone just on a webcam, and
Something's gone wrong with mine.
if I turn away from it and talk elsewhere or get up and wander off, which I am prone to do, then what happens is that I should imagine that I drift away from the thing. What's it called? The Ujima flip. Let's put that in there by the
Microphone.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
You don't have the Logitech app downloaded, do you?
Hey, don't what?
The Logitech app. The
Not
one
on
that
me.
controls the camera.
I don't know. I doubt it. Got plugged and play. So I'm going for a little window in here. What's quite good is while he's fiddling and he's not encouraging me to talk to people, I'm putting in windows into this wall.
Bowman Wheater has asked, "Are you Australian?"
No.
So which one of the stats directed at?
Where's Bowman Wheater from? Are you American? I'm Australian. Fuck no. No, mate. Essex, fucking born and bred.
I don't think that's much of an improvement. To be
Yeah, but you
honest.
see, the thing is a lot of Americans don't get.
I'd much
English
rather be
accents.
Australian than Essex.
I wouldn't. I mean, if you made it, in fairness, right, if you made it to 55 like me and you live in Australia, you're doing all right because apart from anything else, you know, you've survived Australian wildlife.
Well, it's also
5
with
years.
Australians. I don't think anyone noticed my Tourette's.
No, you'd fit in perfectly.
Yeah, just be like, oh, he's a good crack, ain't he? You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's like he's got a medical condition. Oh,
Okay, so all right, so we did have some Aussies on earlier,
we did.
and obviously I know that people like Nicholas is in London, and I know where Nick is, and I know that Robert and Mrs. Crockett are over in Burnham on Sea, over in sunny Somerset. Oh, we're not sunny now, but yeah, where's everybody else watching from this evening?
I played with me. Yeah, we've got the vertical. We've got the shorts version, and we've also got the standard live streaming version. As just a little bit of an effort to bring some more people into the community.
Oh, get you.
That was his idea, by the way. I was quite happy having a tiny little community where there's only a very exclusive audience. But
Bowie and Wheater said sounded a bit before the audio got better.
All right, okay.
I mean, I can do Australian if you like, mate. It's not a problem.
Every Australian watching the video just left.
Just get it.
We promise it's not a hate crime.
Oh, come on, they're all diggers, aren't they? They're fine, you know. It's like Struth,
Fosters, koalas.
that kind of thing. Easy peasy. Australian accents are one of the only ones I can do. That and South African, but don't get me started. Yeah. Where else are you viewing from? Where else? Which other accents do you want me to try?
Where are people? Where are people kind of calling in from? Please do not actually put your full address. I know I have to say this every time, but you'd be surprised.
If you are going to put your full address, could you also put your date of birth and the 3 numbers on the back of your card?
Thanks. If you are going to put your full address, please put it into the Fable Faye website. On your way out, one click and checkout.
What a good idea! Yeah.
Because do you know what? You could go over to the Fable Faye website and you could order yourself a scratch build kit to build Fancy Cottage.
In pre-order now.
You can pre-order now and collect it at Salute.
Right. Okay. So look, I'm now stuck a wall on. Hurrah! Get me.
Ian's from SW Scotland. He put, I'll probably sound Irish to you lot. Dislocate Design, Brighton. Probably one of my favourite places in England I've been to so far.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
I'll switch over to the other screen.
Okay, cut that bit out there.
Reside in the plebometer, reside in the Harwich area.
Harwich,
Thank you.
you're welcome. East Anglian boy then, good.
He's technically in Hove. I had a mate who used to
Hove,
live in
yeah,
Moose. I had a mate that used to live in Moosecombe.
My brother used to live in Hove. Several years.
I won't lie, I've not spent much time in Hove other than crashing in like mates' flats because it's cheaper to buy flats and to get like student places in Hove than it is in Brighton.
Yeah. Now I have noticed one thing I haven't done. I have not.
Nuts.
No, I've done that either. I also haven't textured the end of this with my roller. I don't know where it's going to let me. Let's give it a go. Answer. Not really. Well, kind of does. Not really enough to kind of like work with, but. Okay, so if James does actually tune in this evening, he will see me having successfully made a floor, and now chuck one wall of the pub.
Well, technically it's not attached yet.
He's on. It is gluing. It's gluing. It is gluing.
Now it's attached.
Yeah, now it's attached. Good.
Knocks the can, spills it over, disintegrates everything.
Wrecks everything in the room.
Fuck you.
So
You're sure.
I'm not sure. Okay, so that's one wall on. And now we're going to go for the wall round the... I started on the wall round the front. Look. And that's why I realised I hadn't textured the end wall, because now that's in place. Because I need to get this in place so I can start pinning the walls so they dry.
I mean, we to put are these Sylvanian families?
And what Sylvanian families?
Yeah, are you talking about the places that were listed above? Yeah, I mean, whereabouts are you from then? I'm assuming America.
None of this is Sylvanian families. This is for.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, but are we watching on Are we on the upright stream? The cool thing is, I used to love.
Stream, yes.
I loved the upright stream, whatever it's called, shorts. Oh, I love Sylvanian families. I did love Sylvanian families. I really wanted.
No one cares. Sorry.
I really wanted Freya to get into Sylvanian families when she was tiny, because it's like the Burrows and Badgers of kind of little kids toys, dolls houses and things. I made several dolls houses for a friend's daughter, who was in the Sylvanian family. Actually, she has cystic fibrosis. She's in her 30s now, to persuade her to go and have some medical appointments, bits and pieces, I made her. She was Badger in my school production of one of my first productions I produced at school, of Winnie the Willows, and I made a Badger's house for her Sylvanian families, and then a bunch of others. They were really cool, and I really wanted Freya to get into Sylvanian families, but she didn't. So I would happily. Actually, I'm going to get myself in trouble now, because if Heidi's watching this, if you ask my missus, the only thing she's ever asked for that I haven't made her is a creepy doll's house, which will be cool, but we haven't got anywhere to put it. But yeah, I would have enjoyed making Sylvanian families doll's houses for my daughter, but she never bloody wanted them. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a kid play with Sylvanian families. So if you're not watching, if you are not watching this from my usual kind of like location, you're watching this on kind of like YouTube Shorts or whatever, and you've stumbled across me, I'm making a piece of wargaming terrain for 28mm, 30mm war games. In this case, for a game called Empire of the Dead, which is a Victorian game, and I'm building a scale model of a London pub, kind of. Yeah. Being made from XPS foam, and that window's really flipping high. Don't like that. I mean, blimey, that's like, oh, there's nobody's looking out that window, are they?
Maybe he's just really short.
Maybe I could go with another one of these long windows there instead. Let's do that. That's a really stupid little window. I don't like that at all.
It is quite a small window.
It is a small window, so we can use one of these other long ones.
Dislocated design, painting my huge Night Lords company and Demi company tonight. 10 models in.
Nice. Of a company. It's like 100 figures.
Quite possibly. How many figures is that dislocated? Just
well, you know, I mean, it depends. Yeah. Is that 40 or 30k? So, yeah, I'm just going to go there. Are you trashing my head?
Somehow I managed to throw it with my ticks and then also simultaneously catch it. I'm getting there.
Nice. Okay, so what I'm doing now is cutting out a bigger window. I've rejected the window that I thought would be cool by the front door.
Not many medical conditions where eye-hand coordination is part of its self-care. Just like this design, 145, and that is for 40k. I'm really hoping he means 145 figures and 40k as the platform, not 40k figures and 145 as the platform.
Yeah, no. A 145 as a game sounds a bit shit.
It does. It doesn't have the same ring as 40k, does it?
I'm guessing that's 145 figures. That's a company and a demi company.
Yes.
Yeah. Surely that should be 150 then. Oh, I don't know. It's a long time since I played 40k. I haven't played 40k since I wrote a bit in 4th edition.
If you start critiquing 40, if you start saying 40k too much, we're gonna get corrected on some stuff very quickly.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things. But originally, I got Rogue Trader, right? I got the original game because I won a competition in White Dwarf. And I got a set of the rules and a box set of Space Marines and a box set of Orcs. in 1987 or whenever it was it came out. But I didn't, and we played a bit of it, but not much when it originally came out. And then I didn't really play 40k until I worked for Workshop in 95, 96.
Yeah.
And then I had to have a 40k army. It was like the rules.
Yeah, 'cause all employees.
You had to play everything. So it was like, okay.
Which actually, I really like that.
Oh, it was.
I really like that when companies are like, yeah, we're going to hire you, but you do have to invest in.
Yeah, I mean, the fact in the end is I was already a big Warhammer Fantasy Battle player and Warhammer Quest and various other things. I just didn't really play 40k. And they're like, oh, mate, if you're going to teach people how to play, you've got to have an army yourself. Because you've got to be able to genuinely enthuse to other people about the game.
Yeah, completely.
So I got into Orcs, and that was me in 40k for a long time. And then I had, in 2001, when I won the best club game at Games Day at the National Indoor Arena, I won a Tau army. So which had just come out, a Tau box set. And I also had an Imperial Guard army because I like tanks. But I never really got into Space Marines. I had my own Space Marine chapter when they first kind of.
I only really like salamanders. Other than salamanders,
Salamander.
I'm not too fussed in Space Marines.
Yeah, Space Wolves I could happily have or could have done. I had a Space Wolves patrol for 40k in 40 minutes.
I think Dad's planning on selling off some of his Space Wolves.
/ Patrol Clash. But that's because I could make the whole point of it was a Patrol Clash when I wrote that. 40k in 40 minutes. The whole point, part of the point of that was you could put together a new patrol for not very much money because you only needed a few figures. You know? So my entire Space Wolf collection consisted of one group of Space Wolf Scouts, one unit of Grey Hunters, and a Razorback. That's it, I think. And there might have been some kind of lieutenant-y kind of figure in it, but that was it. Look! I've done like a wall and a half a wall. We're winning. We're getting there. It's coming on. Actually, you know what? This brick thing's going to be. It's all right. Look.
Did you do that for all of that brick texture?
So the outside, yeah, I've weren't you bloody paying attention there? You look like I've got several.
I'm paying attention to what that's doing, not what you're doing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because it keeps falling over, breaking. I've done several walls that have got bricks all on them already. So I'm working on that, and then I'm going to do a thing, and then I'm going to do a wall inside.
I guess that's what I'm trying to 3D print next then.
One of these.
Yeah.
I'd like one that's bigger than 4 centimetres wide to be quite honest. You could probably get them. That's some great stuff. Well, actually, the complicated thing about that, I think, is the holder more.
Actually, I'm fairly sure that is resin printed.
Yeah, all right. Right, okay, so that's going to go over there like that.
I don't think the handle's as complicated as it looks.
Oh, it does look like it's actually custom made because it's green stuff world.
Yeah, it's cool. Nice. Good stuff. Okay, so that will.
Nicholas, it's looking very nice. You stop crying in the corner now. It's okay.
Good, excellent. Thank you. Well, I'm starting to get there. It's starting to feel more like a building now. It's got a wall.
I don't. Dislocated. I don't actually play 40Ks these days either. It's more the kit bashing, building, and painting experience. The Night Lords are cooler than the Chaos Space Marines.
Cool. I approve.
Sorry, are the coolest Chaos Space Marines. Sorry.
Ah, that's it.
We're about to hit 500 viewers.
Wow, cool. Get there. So, welcome all those people who are kind of like watching all at the same time. And this is mainly
Rock Block. Yeah, sorry about the sound being very low. We've had a technical issue with our main mic, and we've had to use a secondary mic for now.
I'll just talk louder.
Yeah, apologies about that.
Oh shit, that's rubbish. That fucking, oh look, fuck that up completely. Oh man. Right. Oh, I've not cut that very well at all. I'm gonna throw that away in disgust. Right.
501 views so far on the vertical one, and 127 on the standard one.
Get in. So, well, if you're watching now, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. If you're not, if it's the first time you've encountered Magatha Builder Worlds, that's me, by the way, then welcome. It's very nice of you to be here. I am also known as Fat Hobby Gandalf, or
Budget Merlin.
Budget Merlin. Thank you very much. Any of those names do
So
apply.
many things I could have said then.
Yeah. But although this is a video not suitable for kids, it's also a family show, so let's keep it clean. Eh? Well,
So
but
after
yeah,
the short
I
time,
make wargaming terrain for 28mm war games, and this evening I'm making a Victorian pub, or not making a Victorian pub, depending on which way you look at it.
yeah.
But yeah, so oh look, what have I done there? That's that's miles out. How did you do that? Oh, that's because I did that.
Measure twice, cut once.
And yeah, measure twice, cut once is the rule around here. Or in my case, just actually apply some brain power first, because that's not even remotely close to being.
Roblox asking, what are you building?
A fucking mess at the moment. I'm building a London pub for Empire of the Dead, which is a Victoriana horror-based skirmish war game. So it's a Victorian pub, and it's a weird shape because I like, if you go into London, sorry, I'm just going to stop talking for a minute and not stick a scalpel on my finger.
We get more viewers if you
Probably self-harm, yeah. And I'm always fascinated by the end rows of terraces and the end rows of buildings where they don't. London is an ancient city, so unlike modern cities or cities in countries without the kind of like the heritage that England has and other ancient European countries. So if you take a lot of American cities, for example, they're built on a grid, right? So you get blocks, you get city blocks, and you get straight corners, and everything is kind of like horizontal and vertical, and you can work it out.
And they're all very new as well, aren't they?
Well, I mean, they don't have to be super new. I mean, New York is but it's been around a long time now.
But their oldest build, isn't it? It's only just over 300 years.
Well, 16. I mean, the Americans. We started colonising the Americas 400 years ago.
In terms of like when America is actually
But
America.
America is America. Well, so they're only celebrating their 250th anniversary this year.
Yeah, so
but
anyway, we've got pubs older than that.
Well, of course we have, yeah. But the whole thing is my whole point being that if you walk around London, that's miles out as well.
Don't do that.
If you walk around London, the streets aren't all in a nice, convenient grid. You get loads that kind of come together in diagonals and that kind of thing, and then you get ends of rows. And I'm always fascinated by the kind of like building on a street where it kind of like ends in a weird diagonal kind of shape. So I'm making this pub on a trapezium where the main door is in the end of two roads coming together. So this is a Patreon build. This model is being made for one of my patrons. And you can find Magatha Builder Worlds on Patreon at patreon.com/Magatha Builder Worlds. And there you will find various things to do, although I am about to change how my Patreon works from trying to please all the people all the time, because I only do this for fun and I can't keep up with everything I set out to do with Patreon. So I'm changing the way I do Patreon in the next little while. But there's some of the benefits of being a patron, apart from the fact you get that kind of like exclusive stuff. I do put stuff over there that's exclusive these days. It doesn't get shared anywhere else. Obviously, patrons will enjoy going forward discounts on Magatha Builder World scratch building kits, like the new one that is gone on pre-order today at fablefay.com.
Yeah, so if you're a Patreon follower, if you put on the code that Tim shared earlier, you'll get a 20% discount.
Absolutely, yes. So that's for paid Patreon members, and then there are going to be other benefits we're going to introduce to Patreon members this year, including discounts for any Magatha Builder Worlds events that we're going to be hosting at Wayland Games just down the road from us, like the first B&B event, Boroughs and Badgers, that is, that we're going to run there in October this year. So look out for further information about that as well. So
tickets will likely be available we'll likely post on the Facebook page.
yeah.
Just for your sake and convenience of being able to get them.
Nice and easy, simple. We've really enjoyed Wayland Games having moved to Brentwood, which is just down the road from here. Their new game centre is great, and we can go and use that for running events at, and it's got a restaurant in it, which is just way too good for a gaming centre. There's no other way to describe it, really. Really good value. Food's fantastic.
Has utterly no right to be anywhere near as good food wise as it is.
No, it's brilliant. They've got proper chefs in there. It works really well. I got a free burger in there.
You say quality versus price as well. I feel like the quality you get is really good for the money.
It is excellent. Yeah. It really is good. Right, I'm going to stick a lintel over this door, so it becomes a door and not a wing door.
Yeah. When my brain went lint, and I can tell I'm a little bit hungry because I instantly went, "Oh, you're bringing out chocolate." No.
A lintel.
Lintel was
If it hasn't got a lintel, technically it's not a door unless it's a wing door. Yeah. Okay. So now look, what's the time?
Bloody hell, coming up at 10.
Shut up! Really?
It's 9:45. Yeah.
9:45. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've been on for 2.25 hours, and I've built 2 fucking walls.
Yeah, 2 hours 20 minutes.
2 hours 20 minutes, and I built 2 walls. So yeah, there you go. Right, okay. So
Bloody hell.
is that bloody hell? That's
No,
a lot
it's
of
bloody hell.
hell.
That's gone really quick today.
Time fly when you're having fun.
It really does. It's always helpful when we have some technical issues. Makes you feel like I'm doing something.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I don't know why the hell I'm not just bringing some of my hobby stuff and doing some hobby stuff at the same time.
Well, that's a good idea. You'll be more than welcome. It's not a problem. There's plenty of time.
Well, because I've got about 20 patches that I need to put on my vest, and that's quite an easy thing to put down and pick up.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could see. Perish the thought. You could paint a figure.
Oh God, no. And that takes all of my concentration. I can't look at the stream and also. Neither our country roads and that's why our country roads are like rally tracks.
Because they're so damn old.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of them haven't been attended to since the Romans left in the year 420.
Yeah, Roblox asking, are there any games that you've got, any new game systems you've got your eye on that's coming out?
Well, not so much as coming out, but the games that... Because, I mean, we've only started playing Arcworld in the last 6 months, a group of us. And we're having a lot of fun with that, although Arcworld has been around for quite a long time. The other game that I'm really quite keen to play, and also needs a bunch of scenery made for, is another skirmish game, which is called Guards of Traitor's Toll, which is a partially collaborative fantasy game experience, which it looks like it's kind of, it depends if you're a Discworld fan or not, but I kind of like to see it as the Discworld City Watch tabletop game. You do have a winner. You compete against each other when you're playing, but you're also competing against the game, which is kind of cool. Cool kind of thing. I am encouraged by Asmodee's potential releases for Star Wars Legion this year. They're going to be releasing some really cool shit, although I have absolutely no interest at all in playing Star Wars Legion. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and I've always enjoyed the idea of tabletop gaming Star Wars, but Legion doesn't appeal. But the figure's pretty cool, and they're bringing out some really good ones. So I'm sure I'm going to end up getting a bunch of them. There are Weak Way Pirates coming out in April for a start. And they're even getting to the point where they're going to be producing fighter X-Wings and Mandalorian things that can be used in games. And I want to skirmish stuff. I want to have, I mean, I've got some, I thought I must have put one. Goodness me, that doesn't happen very often. That's Necromunda. Although I do want to play Necromunda as well. I've got loads of stuff for that. No, I want to play their Van Sars. I've half painted. They are cool. I want to play Star Wars skirmish games and have kind of like scum and villainy, basically, a little kind of like a bit like it would be like Firefly meets Star Wars. So from that point of view, those are kind of like what I've got on my radar this year. Continuing to play a bunch of Lord of the Rings. this build and project building stuff for Salute, which is what I'm currently doing. Salute 53 is in 12 days. The UK's biggest wargaming convention. And I'm busy building stuff for that right now. This is going to be delivered hopefully at Salute. I think the I don't know what the fuck knows. I don't know where I was even going with that. But yeah, the road to Salute. This series of videos I've been doing recently has stopped me playing more Lord of the Rings. I'm playing a Lord of the Rings campaign at the moment. We're doing battle reports for, and I really enjoy that. So I wouldn't mind having a go at Conflict 47, the Warlord Games new post Second World War weirdness kind of game. That looks a bit of fun. And then we'll see what else happens during the year. I think more than anything else, if I'm going to play anything workshop wise, it's going to be Necromunda. I've got loads of Necromunda stuff. I've built loads of Necromunda terrain over the years. What I'm kind of, one of the reasons why this channel went the way it did was because of Necromunda.
There's also some possible talks about possibly some little RP bits in the future.
What's the roleplay stuff?
Yeah,
totally. I mean, I want to play Cthulhu by Gaslight. I want to be running that. I'd like to, and I'd also like to be. Actually, more than anything else, what I want to do is, I don't care what system it is, I'd like to play some role-playing games in the settings that I've built for tabletop games.
Yeah.
When we were setting up Benfleet the other night, when we were gaming, Alex and I were, Wayland, it's such a full-on complex setting, and I'm looking at it going, actually, in some ways, it's more complex than it needs to be for a tabletop game.
Yeah.
This would make a brilliant location for a role-play game, But then I'm also a bit of an old school role player where I don't feel the need to have a table full of stuff.
Yeah, you've got to find that medium. I found it quite fun for one shots, and also especially if I've got a player who's new to D&D.
Yeah.
And it's their first one and they're taking part in a one shot. I'll try and do something a little bit fun with the scenery.
Yeah.
Just as one, I think it helps having that visual aid.
It does.
For first timers, and also second of all, I think it's a bit fun to blow their socks off, especially when it's their first time, playing it. But yeah, 100%. A lot of my games are played online, as much as I do massively prefer in person, because you can see people's facial expressions just look nicer.
Yeah. My thing is, in the end, is that when role playing was, when I started role playing, that's what it was. It was a paper and pencil activity.
Yeah.
And introducing figures was kind of handy from a determining where things were from a location point of view in combat and that kind of thing. But it was never a necessary part of the game.
Yeah.
Although my absolute introduction to tabletop gaming, I think my very first time I came across Citadel miniatures was about 1982, maybe 1983, when my brother, of all people, who is... Have you ever met my brother? You haven't?
I don't think, no.
He was never... I mean, how he got into playing Dungeons & Dragons in the early 80s is a bit beyond me, because he's never the kind of person who would have done that in a million years. And still isn't. Which is why I kind of, in many ways, often kind of view your dad as more of a brother in many ways than my brother.
Yeah.
Because I love my brother to bits, but we are not at all alike.
You and Dad are virtually twins.
And but yeah, Mark came home with a bunch of Citadel figures in about 1982, and I had toy soldiers. I was into Airfix Matchbox figures.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was totally... There was a Dark Elf Coal One Rider, and there was a little dwarf and a couple of other things. There was, compared to Citadel figures now, or even Citadel figures when I started really getting into them, they were really quite basic and kind of crude, kind of charming in many ways. But and there are people who still collect them and play with them, but they're very little appeal now. But they absolutely grabbed me. They were like, "This is the coolest thing."
Yeah.
Up to that point, I British 8th Army and German Afrika Korps and various other, airfix kind of models. And this kind of was like a whole new world. And I was like, I've got to get into this. And, oh shit, that wall's too fucking short.
I grew up playing with tin soldiers.
Yeah.
I really like, and then also moving on to the. Actually, it was weirdly enough the Toy Story line. They released them.
Yeah.
Of the soldiers with the feet that played together.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing is you see, when Toy Story released when they released those from Toy Story because that's what toy soldiers were.
Oh no, yeah,
when
completely.
I
I've got a set of the tradition. I had a set of traditional ones, which were my mum's. I think mum's granddad's ones, which were then handed down to mum, which were then handed down to me.
Yeah.
And they were the ones I started playing with, and then obviously Toy Story came out, and that was given to me as a Christmas present. So I just very distinctly remember the box, and then the parachutes.
Yeah.
And desperately trying to get the parachutes to work, and then you'd get them to work.
Desperately get the parachutes to work. Tricky because you live in a bungalow.
Yeah, completely, yeah. So you'd throw the fuckers up to try and then get them to drop down properly.
Yeah.
But then the issue is when you'd throw them up, if you threw them up with too much force, they then get caught up in their own strings.
Yep.
And then it would just be like 2 minutes of enjoyment and then 20 minutes of untangling that shit.
It's actually a bit like Nerf guns, which have got massive magazines, big machine guns, the drums and stuff on a Nerf gun that would take you could fire it in like 2 seconds, and then you have to spend 20 minutes picking up all the darts and loading the fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, okay. So look, I'm now. What's the time?
5 minutes to 10.
5 minutes to 10. Good. Right. Okay. Excellent. Well done, me. I'm going to cut out this wall here now.
I think the reason I got into the figures and the model side of things is because I really quite like. I think it started with like chessboards. As a kid, I was obsessed with chessboards.
Right. Okay.
But not because I particularly enjoyed chess, but because I just loved the figures.
Yeah.
I just absolutely loved them. And then I started seeing Warhammer stuff pop up more and more because I used to walk past Games Workshops, and I was quite into like the British reprints of comics at that point.
Yeah.
So I had quite a lot of those. Yeah, I just got really into it. And I was like, must have been 14.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing. I mean, the
14,
difficult thing is
13.
when I was at school, and I mean, there are people in our gaming group, Ted and Laura, who got into tabletop games when they were 11 because I was their teacher. But I didn't actually want to get kids at that age into tabletop gaming. I always thought it's an older kid's hobby,
Yeah.
And I'd certainly got into Warhammer big time when I was 16, 17. Oh shit, I've done it again. Oh no, I haven't. No, I haven't. That was deliberate. I haven't messed it up. I have not messed it up. Those of you looking over the camera, this is actually too long, not too short. I thought it was too short, but it's not. It's too long, which is good because I can cut off a little bit there. But yeah, we used to play in sixth form. We used to play Warhammer. We had 2 rooms in our sixth form common, and the back room we used to play Warhammer games at lunchtime and stuff. And that was back in the day where I didn't care about them being painted or not. I just wanted to play the game, so they're all silver, metal, and
I think the painting thing's quite fair for the amount of effort you put into the scenery that you make and stuff, and we play on. To me,
nowadays,
I think,
I think nowadays I'm much better at getting projects done, and I'm much better at, and it's all about the aesthetic of the game.
Yeah.
Which is why I love building terrain and doing what I do. Because it's how it looks on the table, which is why I get a bit shirty when somebody turns up and their figures aren't based. God damn it, Alex Penny, if you're watching.
We won't mention the Arcanids the other day then.
No. Well, no, that was a playtest. That's fine.
Fair.
My fucking table, my fucking game. I could chastise myself.
Jam Crew 87. Hey Magatha, huge fan of the channel. I more often than not have you on the background during a hobby sessions.
Yeah.
I have a question. How would you build Kroot dwellings? I'm currently planning a Kroot treetop village.
Oh, cool.
I can't fathom how to start the core of the huts, and I plan to put atop the platforms.
Right. Okay. No, that's actually the Kroot as it goes are one of my favourite species in 40k because they're related to the Tau, but they're very kind of primal and kind of
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
yeah,
the ones, yeah.
and I really like them. So yeah, crew huts. Yeah, that's a tricky one because you're at the point where
Almost use those sort of pod things.
yeah, but they're a bit. I mean, see, they're the ash wastes hab units, but they're very industrial and
If you've got a bunch of
pre-produced.
sticks on them
You
around
could-
the
yeah,
outside.
I mean, I would. One of the things I totally would use. Thanks for getting me distracted. By the way, I was doing really well from nearly getting all the walls on this fucking model. One of the things that you could do is if you wanted to make round huts and do it relatively cheaply, is you could go to. You don't want to go. Hang on, let me reach under it. The thing I might be thinking about might be under my desk. Not
Not to promote drinking, but the drink buzz balls.
yeah.
They do like these jumbo buzz balls that you can buy. I'm not sure how much they are,
I
but
don't know
you
what
get
happened there.
quite a large plastic sphere with those. Also, with just the individual buzz balls, which are relatively cheap. If you buy those and then obviously get rid of the liquids in however way you see fit.
Not where I thought it was. Going in the garage. Keep talking, Harry.
And then if you kind of cut those, they would work quite nicely for kind of giving you a sphere to then work off and mould off of.
Yeah, I mean, whether you want spheres or just round.
Yeah. If you want spheres, you got those. If you don't want spheres and you want more round, Tim, I believe, is scavenging for a product.
Well, you see, there are a couple of.
But yeah, but to be honest, buzz balls are actually quite a nifty little thing for building.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Have you never seen buzz balls before? A buzz ball is like a type of like, oh, I can't remember what they're called now. Sours.
Yeah, come on, maybe.
Sort of, they're like basically like sours.
Oh, okay.
So I'll bring this up to the mugshot camera here. You can get buzz balls, which are a form of alcohol. But yeah,
Yeah, see,
if you drink that, you can cut the top of those.
Sounds like a very kind of like.
They're very modern, to be honest.
very modern. Right, okay. Now this is what I'm talking about. Right, okay. So I suggest. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah.
Right,
To be honest, they would make quite a good little shape.
there would be. Yeah, you don't drink and I don't drink now, so.
Yeah, no.
Right, okay, so one of the things you could try if you want to make huts. First of all, I'd go for. I don't drink, so I'm not going to buy drinking products, but I do like snacks. So I suggest Pringles tubes. A good place to start for huts. And it's harder at this time of year, but at Christmas, a lot of companies like KP and the like, they do peanuts in bigger, fatter tubes as well.
Oh yeah.
Then, if you want to put a surface on them, this came from one of the, I can't remember, QD or Pound Stretcher or something else.
Yeah.
This is supposed to go in the edge of your garden beds, you know, and just be a little kind of like barrier around there. But actually, it's conveniently kind of like all the same kind of like thickness sticks, all wired together, which you could easily wrap around the outside of a Pringles tube,
Yeah.
stick it on, cut out window holes and bits and pieces
They sell
already
that
there.
sort of thing in pets at home as
You
well.
can sell that, yeah, exactly, yes. So you want to go for the thinnest stuff you can get, but that would be quite cool. Actually, a croup village will be a really, really neat
That'd be a cool project.
project to have a go at doing as it goes, because it will be difficult to make it not look like the Ewok village on Endor. But
I mean, is there an issue if you could use it for both?
no, not at all. I just so happen to have outside.
And here's one I did earlier. I'm not giving you a Blue Peter badge though.
I do just no. I bought at a boot fair. Oh, it might have been on Facebook Marketplace. An Endor toy Endor playset.
Oh yeah.
And there's a guy around here, not very far away from here, who's a massive Star Wars collector, and he's often selling off Star Wars, old school Star Wars figures. So up here, for example, I think I bought this off him because I fucking love Y-wings, right? So I bought a Y-wing off him some time ago. He
that's cool.
lives literally 5 minutes down the road from you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I went to his and I picked up an Ewok village. So it's got 3 trees,
Cool.
and the platform, and then all the little bits were missing. So he bought one and cannibalised one to make a complete set out of another. So I bought that with the intention of doing something.
Got to be thankful for cannibals.
Yeah. I bought that with the intention of doing something for probably Burrows and Badgers, but that would make a really good base for a crew kind of like settlement. So you could check that out and look for indoor playsets as a good one.
Jam Crew, well, we hope that has answered your question.
I've only just started answering that question.
Oh,
Sylvanian family trees as well.
Apologies, Jam Crew. The Magatha Builder Worlds will continue.
Sylvanian. You started this. Sylvanian family trees will be a really good base to build stuff on. If you want to see what that looks like, you need to go and look at go and find on my Magatha Builder Pubs playlists the building of the Tumbling Feather, which is a pub I made for Burrows and Badgers for a nice chap called Matt, because he kind of came up with the idea, and that's based on trees raised off the ground. Very cool. In fact, I'm hoping that Matt is going to come and do the Burrows and Badgers event in October, come and play at it. And B, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to borrow that building, that structure back for the game, because it'll be cool to have other things that Magatha Builder Worlds is built. So, right, look, I'm going...
Pubmeter, there used to be a place called Lingard Games in Colchester that I mostly remember for all the fans of chess sets.
Yeah.
Because they're just so about chess sets. As much as, the game isn't necessarily to my taste, they're just fucking awesome looking. I've always really liked them. Nicholas, how will you make the outer wall look like Victorian pub magic?
It's going to look like a Victorian pub because it's built in that style. It's the brickwork, the colours of the paints. It'll end up with posters on the wall. I've got to put a bar in it and various other bits and pieces. The windows really help sell it because they're kind of like square topped and multi-pane glassed and all the rest of it. Trust me, it'll be fine. And we'll see how we go. Clearly not going to get it all done tonight though. I haven't even got the first floor. I'm not leaving this live stream till the first floor's complete, you fuckers. Right.
You might be here a while, guys.
Only if you keep me talking.
Ian 242, small crew army waiting to paint. Love the queue about scenery to go with them. People are requesting you to build a crew village.
Yeah, of course they are. Okay.
Yeah, you set yourself up for that one.
I have done. However, I mean that'd be the kind of thing that actually would be, I could put it on the list. It'll be good fun to do. Like I said, of all the 40k armies, crew, I always liked the Tau. It was a bit weird. Tau were one of those armies that I kind of like, but then don't like because they don't look very 40k because they're kind of like alien and they're a bit too Magna for me. But the crew always really appealed, so I could do that.
I like the Tau Gundams. They looked really fucking cool. The big fighter mechs.
I like all of the Tau. I really like them. And I think one of the things I like about them is the fact they don't look very 40k, because they're that alien species. It's a bit like the.
They're also like one of the only peaceful races in 40k.
Yeah, well, apart from the fact that they fucking they've got rail guns and all kinds of shit. And they're all
to defend themselves, isn't it though?
No, they're all about the greater good. The greater good. The Tau are a bit like the Borg of the 40k universe.
Oh,
yeah, that's why they've got the crew, and they've got Vespid thingamajigums, who are another kind of like alien species. They assimilate. Well, they don't assimilate because that's the Borg, but the Tau Empire conquers other races, and then a bit like the Roman Empire. Whenever the Romans went anywhere and they fought a new culture, and they kind of encountered excellent warriors who often they would defeat. So they go, hey, we really like the style of fighting you've got.
Yeah.
They would assimilate them into the Roman army and end up using them. So, because when you think of the Roman army, you think of classic kind of...
okay, so a little bit like how after World War II they hired the thingy scientists.
Yeah, I mean, basically, so a Roman army, a full Roman army in the field would have peltasts, so slingers from
Yep.
the Balearic Islands, and Assyrian archers, and cataphractic cavalry from what we now call Romania.
Mhm.
And they, wherever they went, they encountered different forces. Well, these are really cool. So one of the units that came with the Romans when they invaded Britain in the year 43 CE
Yeah.
were a bunch of people. They were in the Roman army. They were auxiliaries. They're called Batavians, which is Batavia makes up part of Holland and Belgium now. And these people were experts at swimming and living in marshy kind of territories. They could swim in their armour. I mean, Roman soldiers
Holy
were
shit.
trained. Roman soldiers were trained to swim, but they were excellent swimmers. And
Being able to swim in armour is an impressive
and
feat.
they also taught their horses. Well, horses could swim on the whole, but they worked with their horses being able to swim as well. So the Batavians, the Romans landed knowing that they were going to have to cross a number of rivers to get inland far enough to fight the Britons they wanted to. And they basically brought Batavians with them, who were specialists at working with water and in.
So did the Romans? I honestly don't know much about Roman culture. Was it?
Hey, let's do history with it.
Yeah. Was it quite multicultural?
Oh yeah, the Roman army.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like to do when I go into schools and talk about Romans and go and do the Roman army and that kind of thing in schools is talk about how diverse the Roman army, because the Roman Empire by the year 43, by the time they get to Britain,
Right. Yeah.
is huge. It stretches from the Middle East all the way to Britain.
Okay.
And all these vastly different types of people. And the Romans were really good at. But they were organised. They were one of the first armies that were super trained. But the other thing is they just assimilated people, and they brought them into their army and then they used them. So the Batavians were really good at crossing things like the River Medway. They landed in Deal in Kent, came across North Kent, and one of the biggest obstacles between Kent and London, or where they wanted to cross Thames, was the River Medway.
Right.
And they would use the Batavians to go across the river first and hold a beachhead on the other side of the river, all geared up until their engineers arrive and build pontoon bridges and bring the rest of the army across. Really fucking cool.
That's really cool.
So, and when we know of, I mean, when we know a lot about the Romans who were on Hadrian's Wall, for example.
Yeah.
Were Eastern European cavalrymen and Northern African infantry, because they're auxiliary units, and they had them from troops from all over. Because one of the other things that the Romans did was whenever they conquered somewhere new, obviously a lot of the time there were going to be people who were a bit pissed about the fact they'd been conquered. They didn't like the idea of being conquered.
Most countries don't like being
conquered. No, they're not into that kind of idea. So but what they used to do was they used to go, right, well, okay, the people who are going to cause us the most bother are usually going to be the young warrior types, the young men. And what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, offer them, or more to the point, offer their children citizenship. So we're going to enroll them into the Roman army, right? Which they would do. And if you serve 25 years in the Roman army, you would become a citizen. And more to the point, your children would become citizens. And then they could join the legions, which is better than joining just the auxiliaries. But then what you did was you shipped them off to the other end of the empire. So you conquer Britannia, and then you get a whole bunch of Celtic, British Celts who are fearsome warriors and will really help your army. And then you go, right, okay, you all joined up Roman army, right? So we want your skills, and we also want you not to be a pain in the arse at home.
Yeah.
So we're going to stick you on a ship, and we're going to sail you to Syria, where you're going to go and be a peacekeeping force in a fortress, a string of forts in Syria, where you won't give a shit about the local population. So you're quite happy to put them down if they rise up and rebel against us, and you won't be a pain in the arse because you're not at home. So
and it also means you're taking most of the people who are of fighting age away from that place.
Yeah.
So even if the ones remaining did have an issue, I ain't piss all they could do about it.
They haven't got an army they can rise up with. So it's very, very clever. So
stupidly.
And this is what the Tau Empire does as well. They go, okay, we're going to, because the Tau are a very shooty army in 40k, or at least it certainly used to be.
Which is why I never liked them.
But what they are is they're really fragile in hand-to-hand combat. So the crew,
which is why I play against them.
The crew are their hand-to-hand combat specialists, because they. So they bring them in, and that's what they did. And then the Vespid, whatever they are, swing wings, they're shock troops. They drop in and similar kind of thing. You see, so it's all very clever. So a Kroot village, that would take some thinking about. But if I wanted to sell out. And more to the point, get people watching my channel. Making some 40k scenery would be definitely the way forward. And
Fun
it's,
project as well.
it will be a fun project. It'll be kind of cool. And the other thing is if I made it cleverly, a Kroot village could easily be a location for a Star Wars scum and villainy game, like I was talking about, quite easily without having to be specifically 40k.
Having one of those ones where you're playing fully in the treetops and you're like playing across multiple little bridges.
Yeah, and marshes as well. It could work really well. It could actually work really well with a lot of the Benfiot setting.
Yeah,
but just be raised up as well. It's why I like those ash waste hab units, because the thing I like about the ash waste hab units is they don't look very 40k.
Yeah.
Compared to most 40k scenery, which is AdMech and covered in skulls and fucking servitor shit, and Imperial Eagles and all the rest of it, they're completely blank.
Yeah.
And again, they're not clunky 40k. They're quite sci-fi, and they will work perfectly well as a sci-fi setting without it necessarily being 40k. So it's kind of cool. I could happily put, and I have put Star Wars figures on those.
It would be quite cool to see quite a little bit more diverse and of kind of 40k scenery as well.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of your kind of typical 40k scenery is a bit.
Oh, it's ruins. It's
like
easy to do.
It's like two big ruins on the board, and then maybe some fucking gribbly bits, and that's it.
My thing about any wargaming terrain is it needs to make sense. I get, because I'm a narrative gamer, I like my wargames terrain to make sense, and when it doesn't make sense, it irks me. So one of the main things why I've never got into Age of Sigmar, is that I don't understand it. My problem is I've got decades of being immersed in the Warhammer old world. I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where the people, because of Playboy and Fantasy Role Playing and the rest of it, I don't get where the people live in Age of Sigmar in the different realms. I don't see, So whenever I see an Age of Sigmar battlefield, it's just a bunch of kind of like things plonked down just to be obstacles to move your units around.
Which is what a lot of, whenever I played Warhammer, that's what it felt like.
And that's what 40k is about a lot of times as well. Whereas at least in 40k, there's enough background information. You can make great big cities that had hab units and munitoriums, and you can do that, which is great. But Age of Sigmar's like, I just don't fucking get where all the people are, where they live, and I want to build forges and shops and pubs, all the things that I've got in the worlds that I've built. And it's the same with Star Wars. Star Wars, I totally get it. The settings in Star Wars, most of them are, Wild West towns, but in a sci-fi setting. So you're making a pub and you've got a marketplace and there's so yeah, from that point of view, I've never really wanted to do Age of Sigmar stuff at all. Now Warhammer the Old World is back in the world. I could do that, but I'm kind of done with that really. But yeah, actually, a Kroot, I'd have to have a reason for doing it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to commission me to make them a Kroot settlement, give me a shout. But otherwise, if I do it for myself, actually, if I did it with Kroot in mind, but I also did it with Star Warsy kind of things in mind, that would work.
So Kletzer, good evening, sir. The Romans always remind me of you teaching us about the tortoise formation.
Shit, ex-pupils. Oh yeah, I tell you what. That's was that at St Margaret's? Yes, it's a question.
Get response.
Because I've got photographs of me teaching kids about
Jam Crew, I'll check that stuff out. Thanks for answering that question.
You're welcome.
I'm heading to Slough this year, so I'll come over and say hello. If I've made any progress, I'll show you some photos.
Yeah, that'll be ace. That'll be ace. You can always join my Discord if you like and share photographs on there as well. I'd put a thing in the chat, but fucking no idea. But if you look at my last video that only came out yesterday, which is Road to Slough episode 5, there's the latest invite to join Discord on there, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, I'd love to see. I'd really love to see what other people do. It'd be kind of neat. Look, I'm nearly there now. I'm not going to put many windows in the back of this because this is the back end of the pub. It doesn't need many windows. And that's all kind of like thing, and then that's going to be a thing there. Right, okay, so I'm going to put one set of windows in the back here.
Kletzer is said that yes, that is St Margaret's.
Yes, excellent. Yeah. Fucking hell, man, that's a long time ago. I left St Margaret's in 2002.
Another year before I was born.
Right, so and if I was teaching Romans, that would have been teaching somebody who was in probably year 3 or year 4. So that was probably about the year 2000. So it would have been 7 or 8 in the year 2000.
So yeah, that's even 2 years before.
So that's about, they'll be about 34 now. So yeah, ish. Shit.
Nicholas, I did Roman reenactment this year in Spain.
Excellent.
Dislocate design. That's my impression of AOS. No proper. That's my impression of
Age Sigma.
Age of Sigma. No proper societies and people with rich lore. I could be wrong, but it seems a bit hollow.
My problem with Age of Sigma, I knew a guy who actually's gone into teaching now, who used to run the Games Workshop in Maidstone, I think. And I sat down one night. I met him during the pandemic. I was chatting away with him. And I was like, right, come on, tell me all about this Age of Sigma. And he started giving me a rundown on it. And it seemed... See, some of Age of Sigma I quite like because it's Workshop spreading their wings and doing their fantasy thing. And they've got way more out there and more fantasy. Whereas Fantasy Battle originally was very much their vision of D&D / Tolkien altogether. Whereas Age of Sigma is way more than that now. But yeah, some of the models are amazing, and all that kind of thing. It just doesn't. My biggest thing now is the fact that I don't play big, multi-unit, multi-figure kind of like things. I like playing a game that's got 10, 12 figures aside, because I'm a lazy fucker and can't be asked to paint. Said the man who's got most of the Boroughs and Badgers' entire range painted, and everything for Arcworld that he's bought so far, which has been quite a lot, is painted as well. Damn, exactly, yeah. But yeah, no, I think that actually more to the point. That isn't the point. It's not that I'm not a big painting fan. It's the fact that I like every figure that I paint to count for something. As opposed to just being a counter that you sweep off the board when somebody opens up with some volcano cannon that kills like 80 of your guys all in one going. Like, shit, I'm glad I bothered doing all that work to put them on the table. You know.
Kletzer, well, it wasn't that long ago. I'm still a young man, thank you very much.
No, you ain't. Because bottom line, no, you're not. Because right, I left in 2002. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So, and my last classes I taught in 2002 were year 6. So year 5, 6. So the chances are, if he was in my class year 5, year 6, then he was like 10 or 11 in 2002, and now it's 24 years later. So he's at least 34, 35, which you could say is young if you like, because you know you're only young as you feel and all the rest of it. But you know,
but I'm ancient.
The fact is, in the end, is that that's the way it goes. I had a lot of fun teaching St Margaret's. It was an odd place for me to work, to be quite honest. A lot of people were very surprised that I worked there because it's a C of E school, and I'm not very C of E. But yeah, it's good.
Really, I never clocked.
No, it's true. And yeah, it was all right. It's a good place. I did my qualifying teaching practice there, and then I went back there in 1999. I only went back there. I did about about 3.5 years there, and then I moved to Rayleigh Primary School. But it was okay. I worked with some great teachers there and some shit teachers as well, and some teachers who weren't even aware they were shit.
To be fair, most shit teachers aren't aware that they're shit.
No. It's fair. It's fair. I worked with one epic teacher whose name was Mrs. Bogues, Sheila Bogues, who was a lovely, lovely lady who I still talk to. Sheila used to have Sheila's birthday is the 10th of December, which is the same as my mum's birthday. And Sheila used to play was it was really funny because we all the teachers had to do assemblies, and in a C of E school you're going to do a kind of like a Christian kind of assembly kind of thing with a prayer and shit, and I don't do that. And Boaksy used to turn up at the end of my assemblies to do that because she's a proper god botherer, so she would do the prayer and stuff like that. Just swoop in and save my day. But we had a lot of fun working together because as soon as she was a lady, a senior years then, God, she must be in her late 70s now. So from that point of view, so. But yeah, fabulous, brilliant teacher.
Keltzer, spot on. I'm 35, C of E school, and then a long-haired guy in a Metallica shirt.
You're welcome. Yeah, and a crap beard in those days.
Oh, was it?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's funny when
Yeah.
I look back at my the hair was cool. You know, I rocked the hair. I always have done, but the my beard was crap and I had no shape at all. And actually, it was while I was at no, it wasn't. It was while I was at my previous school, 1998, because I left Port's Grange to go to St Margaret's in 1999. 1998, October 1998 was the last time my chin was ever exposed. We did a we did a murder mystery party in October half term. You know, one of these kind of like fancy dress ones, dressed up with a script and shit. And we were into doing those. We did several of them. Mike and Sam must have been there. From our gaming group, and Heidi was there, obviously. It was the one we did in October half term that year was set in a circus, and I was the circus strongman. And at that point, I was busy losing weight to get married, and we were going to the gym 3 times a week, mainly because we didn't have kids, and you could do that kind of shit, you know. For this October half term thing, when I was the circus strongman, I shaved out this bit, little bit of my beard, so I just had a big drooping moustache. Looked like Mick Box out of Uriah Heep. And yeah, you ask Heidi what she thought of it.
I think 7 years ago was the last time I had my beard. I didn't have a beard. So I grew my beard at 16, and then I've had my beard the whole time since.
Yeah, that's quite good. You were a hairy little beggar then, you were 16.
Yeah, I was.
There's no way I was growing a beard at age 16.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't. To be honest, it was never actually that patchy.
No.
I had like a little salt. I had mutton chops for a while.
Nice.
That weren't very good. They were like these fucking like little spindly thin things that I had down.
Yep.
And my parents constantly asked me to shave, but no, I liked Wolverine, so I wasn't going to shave them.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And Hellboy, so I wasn't gonna shave them. And then I eventually did, and then eventually took some time, and then grew like a little soul patch, and I had that like a little goat, like just the goat part of the goatee, you know, no tash, for a little while. Then me and my mates over lockdown all had me, Alex, and another friend that we don't talk to anymore. All said, let's see who can grow a beard first.
Alex is still trying.
Yeah, Alex is still trying, and the other bloke, I think he just shaved off some of his pubes and then super glued to his face.
I grew a beard. We grew beards at university for we had a competition who could grow the best beard for summer ball, and funnily enough, I won.
Don't read it. Is he trying to get me to say what I think he's trying to get me to say?
Yeah. Possibly. So that Alex, is that? Yeah, no, just a look.
Yeah. Well, let's go.
It could well be. Yeah.
You have to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning to get me out there.
Yeah. Not much though.
No.
What day is it? Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the time? I'm only
10:30.
Good, because look. Apart from putting a lintel above this door, that's the ground floor or the outside of the ground floor. This pub can't like done. It's kind of getting there. It's going to be a little bit, and I'm going to struggle to get this done by salute, but then we're going to. I'm going to whack a wall or two on the inside. Oh shit, it's the wrong height. I need 5 seconds to walk in.
Looking at Nicholas's reaction in chat, I'm not sure if that was at the previous not particularly pleasant message or if it was at the fact of me growing a beard at 16. You know. Nick, I tried growing facial hair at university, but it came in ginger, so I shaved it off pretty quickly.
My beard's even got ginger bits in there, and it's like.
I think mine depends on the time of year, but come summer, my beard's he's starting to get more ginger.
What I'm fascinated about beards, right? Well, now we're on beards.
Yeah.
I love the way these conversations go. The thing that gets me about beards is how does your face know, and why is the hair on your chin, right?
Yeah.
Different to the hair on top of your head.
Yeah, it's cool.
And where's that transition? How's it work? And how's your body know? You know, and because it's different to your pubes, right?
Yeah.
And beard hair keeps growing, but pubic hair doesn't. Otherwise, you'd end up like Willie Nelson, you know. And it's like so. It's kind of weird, but you know. And my hair, one of the funniest bits was one of the most amusing bits I think I've ever had with my beard in the last few years. Was I think it must have been during pandemic as well. During the pandemic was when Freya plaited my hair into my beard.
Fair.
And it was like, yep, that's kind of annoying. Kind of works though.
Yeah,
Right, look at that.
I can't
Right.
braid. Unfortunately, I have grown my beard out to the length where I can braid it, but due to the hair texture I've got, it just kinks so bad. I get that like really distinct kink underneath my chin.
Yeah,
It does that little
it's,
bump.
It's
so I
not
don't
good.
bother.
It's not good for your beard actually to braid it a lot because it knackers it. Look, I've got there. Look, there's. Do you remember that floor that I cut out at 7:30 this evening? Yeah, that was going on the ground floor.
Tim, that was 3 hours ago.
I know.
Now,
Look,
mate.
there it is now. That's going to make.
I can barely remember what happened 10 minutes ago, let alone.
That's going to make the first floor of this pub. I think.
Holy crap.
Which is good.
You want to take a guess at how many viewers we've had today so far?
No, go on.
743.
Wow, epic. That's fucking
And
nice.
then on the more normal style one, 175.
That's really, really cool.
So 800,
Well,
908 in
Thank you so
total.
much for supporting me online this evening. That's been really good fun. That's really, really cool. Well, it looks like we're going to have to carry on doing the shorts and the kind of like upright kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. And now I'm thinking about Crude Villages. Damn! I've got so many other things to think about. But yeah, now I'm going, I wonder what a Crude Village would look like. I think I'll have to go away and have a think about that. But
Would they have to have like a towel outpost in it though?
no.
Because they control them, don't they?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it could be a planet that they've kind of like inhabited. Kind of,
Before they got taken over, yeah.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Who knows? I don't know. Right,
You're making the world, you.
Oh, me, yeah. That's a good idea. That's a good name for a channel.
Ah, shit, man.
Okay.
Dislocated design, you made some good progress, don't lie to him. How much do you have left for Salute to do?
What have I got left to do for Salute? What, you mean you haven't watched my latest video? Fuck the cheek. Right, okay. So, flick the camera around over here, if you will. Look, we're going to look past. Hey, look at these great kits that you can buy.
Fablefade.com, you can pre-order.
Fablefade.com. And you can pre-order them. So over here, this is what I was doing today because it's Sunday, so I've been able to take time to work today. This is the cliff face, which is going to have a waterfall pouring over the top of it. There's a cave view into there, and I've got to make a splash pool, but that's really cool. These are the Arc World boards. This is actually the one the game's going to be played on. This is just eye candy going on the top of a Kallax unit. I've got to do a resin pour in there. This has got to be finished, and then I've got to build a cave that's going in the top of this Kallax unit here, which is totally not done, but hey, I've got 12 days. And I've made loads of progress on my Arcworld airship, which last time several people quite rightly pointed out looked a bit like a Steamboat Willie kind of like thing. And
Or a benchy.
it was a bit shit, or a benchy, yeah. Although the cabin was the wrong place for benchy.
Yeah, true.
But now this is starting to look like this. I've got to work out entirely. I'm going to attach that to that, but I'm much more pleased with how that's come out. So that's done as well. So I got 12 days. We'll be right. I mean, I've got work to do Monday to Friday. I've got meetings to go to and that kind of thing. But I was going to be going to Norwich next Friday to go and have a meeting about a vampire ball next year, but then we realised it's Good Friday, so we're not going to do that this week. So that's good. I've got a day back there. So I've got 2 bank holidays to chuck in here. So yeah, I'm confident I might make it.
Nicholas, I've been here for more than 3 hours though, and yet to see a Victorian pub.
Fuck you.
I don't see a Victorian pub. Sorry.
It's because I haven't done it all, because you people keep asking me questions. But you know what? If he comes and sees us in Greenwich, right, okay, at any point this year, he might end up in the river. He needs to watch it. Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nicholas. I think it'd be funny. You seem all right and all, but the thought of throwing someone in a full pirate outfit into the Thames during the reenactment event sounds like a laugh.
If he carries on like this, right, what's going to happen is his full pirate outfit isn't going to be made because it's being made by Ted.
Who you can drop a thing in someone's ear.
Who I employ. So from that point of view, I have to
just so the Labour Board doesn't hear, you would never hold someone's job security over for hobbies.
No, it's not a case of that.
No.
That's not what I mean. It's just about that, to get kit made for that kind of thing for other members of the crew and all the rest of it. I'm like, well, take a couple of days to go and do that because that's work as well. That's what I do for a living. But that might not happen. So watch it, kid.
Or better yet, just pick some of the stitching on the breeches.
Okay, so what's going on now? I can't actually remember where the back door of this bloody pub is. That's the back door over there. So what I'm doing now is I'm now going to...
Nicholas, I'm so scared.
I've got guns, you know. Wall in there like that.
Jake Hanford, gone from Steamboat Willie to Steampunk Willie.
Yep. That was kind of the idea, though. I want it to be kind of like quirky and whimsical. Sorry, I've got to squeeze one of them in. Whimsy. It's got to be whimsical.
Tim, do you think you said whimsy enough?
I have now, yeah. I'll say another one just for good measure. Or whimsy. Right, okay, so look, that's going in there like that, right? Okay, and then that's going to be there like that, right? And then I'm going to chop off a bit of that to make it angled, because go around the bar. And that's going to go back from there. No, you could do
Crikey, Dislate Design. Crikey, that's industrious. Yeah, I'm up to date on the videos, but I couldn't recall all that. Magatha is like an octopus with hand tools and measuring implements.
It is a fascinating thing. I've had a number of people comment on my videos recently.
3 hearts, 1 brain.
About how, yeah, that's about right. Actually. About how much I kind of like try to get done, and how they like the way I kind of organise myself to do this kind of thing, and how they couldn't do it from a getting stuff done point of view, and not be able to tie myself to a deadline. But I actually find I don't like working to deadlines, but I also find myself if I don't make stuff for Salute. I make stuff for us to play with, game with at home.
Yeah.
But if I don't have a hard deadline like the 11th of April, it's Salute. It ain't going to get done in the same kind of way because that's the nature of work and everything else that we do. So it's that kind of thing where it's very handy to have a hard deadline to work to, even though I do tend to set myself impossible kind of task. It's really pleased with that cliff face, which has come together in literally 24 hours. Which is just 50mm XPS foam and cork bark and a lot of hot glue. And the cave inside the Calyx unit, I reckon that'll only be a day or 2 to build. That won't be a very complicated thing. That's a foam core sleeve that goes in and then a shitload of polystyrene. So the resin pour is the bit that I'm most nervous about. I hate pouring resin. I love resin rivers. But if you mess it up, it's the whole thing knackered. So I'm a bit bothered about that, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, otherwise, oh shit.
10:40, by the way.
Is it cool? What time are we gonna finish? Well, we call this in 20 minutes, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so one set of walls going in the downstairs of this building, which is going to be the. So we've got the back rooms of the pub.
I think size-wise, you have got that right. Those walls.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time I put another 50 mils on top of that, and then it could. I mean, it could potentially have 2 or 3 floors, and then roof space as well. The one thing I haven't thought about, more than anything else, is I have no coherent plan at the moment for the roof. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But look, there's a wall
I
there.
didn't know you had coherent plans.
Oh,
You
I have
just had
coherent
plans.
Oh no, I have. Well, yeah,
I thought you had plans, then said, "Oh, highly make them coherent."
yeah, no, that kind of thing. So yeah, this is going to have a bar. I mean, it's and that's a bit fucking, and that's in a bit, and that's like. The problem is all of these models, making these models, is all about gameability, playability. My 25mm, 28mm Victorian figures are all mounted on 1p pieces. Right?
Oh, that's cool.
So they fit in a lot of building interiors a lot more than things like Empire of the Dead figures, which are mounted on pretty much the bog standard 25, 30mm round bases. That means they don't naturally fit in the models as well. Yeah, from that point of view, it's kind of difficult. I'm here trying to save myself millimeters really, but yeah, to make it look right, I'm probably going to use a bunch of Mantic terrain crate or other kind of like bar type furniture inside this. Not much. You can't put too much in because it just clogs it all up. It gets it in a way, and it needs to be loose as well. You can't stick it down because again, otherwise you don't get any playable space. But yeah, that's going in there like that. That's going in there like that. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, Nicholas, you know, you're watching this and going, "Oh, he hasn't got very much done." That's because this kind of thing takes time and thinking about.
You used to get a lot more done before I was here.
I get a lot more done in if I sat in here for how long are we doing this now? 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
If I'd sat in here for 3.5 hours on my own listening to an audio book,
Yeah.
I'd have 2 stories on this and all the rest of it, and you know, pavement around the outside, blah blah blah. But the nature of doing this kind of stream, I think, I don't know. I mean, this is again, it's a bit like my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel suffers or doesn't suffer, depending on which way you look at it, on the fact that I don't watch many YouTube channels, because so I don't know how other people do it.
Nicholas excuses.
Yeah, you're right. But you know, it's that kind of thing where it's like, again, I don't watch many other people's live streams, so I don't know what their live streams content is, and how it works, and that kind of thing. So I do know that
we're far off, to be honest.
No, I mean, I do know that most of the people who are here for a chat, and have probably been doing hobby at the same time. Nicholas, what have you been doing this evening while I've been doing this and talking bollocks to people?
Other than verbally abusing Tim.
But, you know, I mean, I know lots of other people are doing this and doing hobby at the same time, which is great. But you get to a point where it's like, I know that my videos on YouTube, all long form, they work like that because most of the people who watch like them working like that because they like to have it on the background while they're doing a thing.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of good things, a couple of good scenery making channels in the last day or so, and they're only making like 10-20 minute videos, 10-minute videos, 12-minute videos, but they're all kind of like my top tips for making a thing, or my, you know, this is the, and whereas mine are still, this is the whole process. This is why I do it, and this is why I'm doing it this way, which for the kind of people I hope are watching.
Nicholas sitting in the sofa, wasting my time watching a man putting junk together.
Actually, it's not junk, mate. It's expensive shit, this stuff. XPS foam's not cheap, but yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, the casualness of youth, who's now on a school holiday, I should imagine, and doesn't have to get up tomorrow and go to work. Says the man who only has to get up and walk all of 20 feet to get to work.
While we're doing that, shall we show off the new item that will possibly be coming on to...
Yeah, this one, really?
Yes.
Yeah, after all, I went to all the effort to go and get it. So one of the other things that we got going on, I'm waiting for glue dry now. One of the things that I've discovered got into actually this year is speed painter pens, which is not necessarily a big oh my god kind of thing. They've been around for a little while now and they're getting very popular. I really like Army Painter speed painting pens. They're really cool and have really helped base coating and various other bits and pieces. But I also like the fact that my mate Gary, he's very clever and he's into them as well, and he gets fed up, and when he hasn't got a thing, he makes a thing. So although this is at the prototype and it's getting a redesign because we want wider feet, one of the things we haven't seen anybody else doing at the moment is a rack for speed painting pens. So this is my set of Army Painter speed painter pens. They're very cool. I like them very much, and this is the rack that Gary's designed for them.
Yeah.
And with the prototype, this is the prototype, and we sat down. Well, we'll have a bit of we want wider feet and a display out and all the rest of it. But this MDF speed paint pen set rack is going to be available very soon. Actually, on fablefay.com.
Yeah, it will be.
Which is kind of cool. We've talked about a couple of things: either adding hooks on the back so it clips over the rest of your workstation, or having wider splayed out feet so it's more stable, so it just free stands on your desktop.
I think the first one we have on the store will have the wider feet.
4, 5. So yeah, this has got room for 20 speed painted markers, or 19, and your tube of spare marker nibs, wherever the hell I put mine. Well, it's kind of cool. So from that point of view, the nice thing is you can see clearly he's done. He's a clever so-and-so, Gary, really, to be quite honest, because he even thought about the fact that you need the second row higher up. You can see different colours and various other bits and pieces. It's a very neat thing. So watch out for this. There are various gaming accessories that we've kind of like talked about and got in mind. Will end up on the Fable Fay website. And unlike most companies who do their kind of thing, the nice thing about us being little like this, and Fable Fay being little, is the fact that I'm pretty sure they're open to kind of like queries and suggestions and requests.
Oh,
so
yeah,
if you want an accessory like that and you're kind of like missing out on it and going, oh, what I could really do with this blog, it's worth dropping Harry a shout on the Fable Fay website.
Yeah.
And I reckon they could come up with something pretty bloody quick.
Yeah, we can definitely do commissions and custom orders and stuff like that.
It's kind of cool.
Even if you just need sort of standard SDLs printing and then shipping to you, we can do that sort of stuff.
Harry and Gary are brilliant 3D printers. So yeah, if you've got STLs you want printing, if you make figures at Hero Forge and you haven't got any way of printing them, give them a shout because they do that thing too. So look, this is the ground floor of the pub. I've actually achieved a ground floor of a pub in an evening. It's not a whole pub because it's got to go up another level. I've now put in a back room here, although it could possibly have been a bit bigger, gone further in there, but I've only put one room in the bottom of this because I want there to be playable space. I want to be able to put tables in there and a bar. And my plan is to put a bar across this bit. I don't know if I'm fucking doing that. I've got this camera here. Idiot. Right, the plan. The plan is to put a bar across this bit here, and I could even a push put in a set of stairs up to the first floor. Stairs in a model like this are really, really problematic though, so I might not actually put stairs in it. We'll just have a landing on the first floor. Then I've got a first floor to go on it, which is grand, and bugger me, it actually is the right size. So that needs kind of like brickwork cut into it and doing the texturing here, although this could do with a wooden floor going on it, to be quite honest, and then this can have rooms above, or I might have it taller above the bar, but it doesn't need to be. But that can then have another 5 centimetre tall room there, and then we can work out roofs on top of that. So we're kind of getting there. What's the time, H?
10:47.
10:47. Cool. Okay. So right, I'll tell you what. I gave you handy here. And what I would do is make cardboard bits to go around the outside and make stuff, but I don't think I've got any point. Wait a minute. Let's go over here.
Dislocate design. I like working in a It's like working in a workshop with another hobbyist, though I don't do much painting in the first half hour as dinner was digesting.
Cool. Okay. Look. All right. Look. That's what we're going to do. What we're going to achieve now, he says, thinking he'd like to achieve something else for in the next 15 minutes, is I'm going to take the what's left by the looks of things in a Diet Coke box. And we're going to cut it up into strips. I've used the best bits already by the looks of things. Okay, that's fine. Probably enough there. Is there a pair of scissors up there?
So we are. Catch.
Please don't. Okay. Take Coke box. Cut bits of cardboard. Bin down there. Neaten up cardboard. Voila. Cut strips of cardboard. How about 12? Wow, that thick. About half an inch. Then take a pair of scissors and make a flagstone. This pub is obviously in a bit of London that was kind of like a little bit posher. Probably not, because it doesn't walk straight out onto the street. There's a pavement.
Should have put the piss walls on.
Yeah, it should have done.
I do love that as as an idea. It's like, how can we stop people pissing up our pub? Make it so it's angled so it then pisses back on them.
Aren't they cool? That's a really I've seen those.
It's
Yeah.
really clever.
Yeah,
It's a clever, simple method.
Yeah.
To kind of stop it, you know.
Okay. Might have to change glue type.
So we got the fun glue.
Yeah, for just the last 10-15 minutes, because you're being a good boy.
Ah, perfect. I'll close all the windows.
Yep.
I love you, who it makes me really want to listen to Pink Floyd.
Good. Okay, here we go. We'll start with the easy one, which is just the entire straight street. Yoo-hoo glue. Of course, we got loads. Solvent-based adhesive. Go. Be very careful. Don't get it out the bottom of the pub. Otherwise, you'll knacker the bottom of the pub. Probably better off using PVA actually. But
Where's the fun in that?
well, I just don't want to knacker my model that I spent 3.5 hours trying to get underway.
Nah, it isn't part of the fun, like, you know, being like, it's a little bit of risk.
No, not on this stage, I'm not.
There.
So here we go. Gluing on pave stones, pavers, paving slabs, paving whatevers. to make them.
Nick, I believe I've got, I know I've got a Saturn, and I've got two, and I think I've got a Mars 3 Pro as well. But I know for a fact that I've got a Saturn that's up and running currently. So yeah, if you send the file over, we can mock it up and see if it actually fits on our beds. If it fits it on our beds, we can we can get going.
Is that for filament printing?
Resin.
Resin, that's fine, because all the stuff I need to print from you made out of filament.
I will get both my printers fixed.
Good, do that, because we've got Garbino stuff to print and a shitload of stuff for Christmas.
Oh damn, okay.
We got to make Father Christmas. We've got to make the North Pole, by the way.
I've got to print the whole of the North Pole.
Well, not the whole of the North Pole. Well, yeah,
Damn,
probably.
does that make me an elf?
No, well, not exactly. No, more
I'm a construction elf.
more abominable snowman, really, kind of like a Yeti
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, they're the ones who get it all done anyway.
true.
The elves don't do anything. We all know that. That's why Father Christmas is quite happy to send them out at Christmas time. You know, to get
Yeah,
big
true.
elves
To
on
be
the
fair,
shelf.
'cause you wouldn't want them to in the rush, would you?
No, they're just a liability elves. So that's why they're going to get sent out and go and sit on shelves.
Yeah, if you could fit 80% on the Mars, the Saturn will likely work. Yeah, we can give it a shot. Ian, what about bringing the crew into the ash wastes with a petrified huge tree with complex with hab dwellings?
Oh my God! Now he's actually. Well, see, the thing is about the hab dwellings is I mean, see, petrified trees is something I want to play around with because one of my favourite places in the world is Black Spire Outpost, Galaxy's Edge,
Okay, yeah.
Walt Disney World, and that is based around the idea of huge petrified trees. So I'd quite like to, and it's difficult because they don't look dissimilar to kind of like rocky, kind of like outcroppy kind of things. But yeah, I love the idea of the Hab Unity things doing what I did with this one, where they're kind of built into the side of rock face kind of thing, you know, and have them all hanging on and all the rest of it. I do love these models; they are very cool. And I always think, oh, I've really put too much rust effect on that, and actually I haven't at all. So yeah, crew on the ash wastes. I'm kind of stuck on some seat for Necromunda, but yeah, ash waste is another thing that I really ought to make more of because it's kind of cool setting, really. My biggest problem in the end is the fact that a lot of these things I just haven't got the space to store them anymore. I've got so much Necromunda stuff in really useful crates in the garage next door. It's ridiculous. Although I do kind of would like to somewhat have a Necromunda thing at Wayland, but get the B&B one done first. There's an excuse for me to paint some Necromunda guns in. Oh, that and the fact that actually one of the other things I think I'm going to end up doing is building a load of Blood Bowl scenery. So,
Fair.
you know, now we're
It's almost like you've got a wife that loves to play Blood Bowl.
well, yeah, she's busy painting. Not right now. I think she's probably editing a set of instructions for a fantasy cottage that you can pre-order from FableFate.com. But yeah, she's painting my dwarves for me now because they're going, she's run out of Blood Bowl figures to paint herself. Now she's done a Nightmare team and
cool.
gnomes, and I painted her Escape team years ago. So from that point of view, and I'm probably going to paint the Black Orcs next, and so I think the odd Blood Bowl stadium might be a lot. But
Yeah,
there's some epic Blood Bowl stadia out there so already. So you know, me making Blood Bowl stadium is not big news.
I've always wanted to try static grassing plate things and then actually trying to use like a white paint to do the actual lines on top of it.
Yeah. Problem is the figures are just
no, not doing it on the actual sections that have got
round the outside and in the corners.
Yeah, because figures just squish static grass so quickly. There's no point in using it.
Absolutely. Right, now look, this is about as far as I'm going to get this evening because it now must be nearly 11 o'clock, which means
4 minutes too.
I must have been prating on one way or another about hobby or not. What have we done tonight? Tonight we've done Where Are You? What games did you get into first of all? What did you play? We've talked about various video games and the shit experience of being a computer gamer in the 1980s. We've talked about Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone and Fighting Fantasy books. And anybody who is too young to remember Fighting Fantasy books, even now I highly recommend you go and experience a Fighting Fantasy book or two. You won't regret it. We haven't harangued Harry for about 30 seconds, but still not having watched Princess Bride, for fuck's sake.
I'll next time.
You know, because frankly, you know, apart from anything else, if you fancy doing some sword fighting with us at some point, you've got to see the Princess Bride stuff.
Yeah, true.
And you know, so yeah, I mean all that kind of thing. It's been quite good. We've talked about potential projects. We've named what's this? The Wonky Anchor.
Crooked Anchor.
Crooked Anchor. Kind of like Wonky. Yeah. So this is going to be the Crooked Anchor, which is kind of cool. Yeah, we've talked about Salute. We've talked about Fabled Fae and this fantastic building that I'm really pleased with. Actually, it's ridiculous It's such a simple model, but actually I'm really pleased with it. What I'm really excited about is getting other people having a go at scratch building models, because there's so many people who are like, oh my god, it's so complicated, it's really difficult. You do it, and it's actually. And whilst I love the idea of people thinking I'm some kind of wizard, I bloody well am not. And I would really like people to enjoy the model making process as much as I enjoy the model making process. You know, so it's that's I really like that as the potential of this model range, and we'll have to see how it goes. So now we've got it on pre-order. Now I'm going to stick it on the Magatha Facebook page, and we'll put it on Discord as well.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so if you are still watching this now, and genuinely, if you missed various other bits and pieces, if you want to, if you fancy if you pre-order one of the Magatha Fable Fate Fancy Cottage Scratch Building kits, you can collect it from us at Salute. You just have to contact Harry or frankly myself with your order number. If you are a paying patron of mine at patreon.com/Magatha Builder Worlds, go there because there's a discount code you can get. In the next few days, I will put up information about the fact that I'm going to order Salute t-shirts. If you want a Magatha Salute t-shirt, or if you want other Magatha shirts, I think they're detailed on Patreon or on my Facebook page anyway. But yeah, go check them out as well. Otherwise, I think we're pretty much at the end. I'm doing kind of paving slabs around the outside of the pub, which is kind of cool. So, thank you very much for joining us this evening on Magatha Builder Worlds live stream for March. We'll be back at the end of April. Yeah, last weekend of April is going to be the 26th, so I think that's when we're going to do our next live stream. 26th of April.
I'm in Wolverhampton.
You're in Wolverhampton? I might do it by myself. Or we might do, oh fuck, can't do the start. I don't know, we'll work it out something. But because it ain't going to be the weekend after that, because that's going to like, mate, I might have to wait till like the second weekend of May. We'll see how we go. But then I might have some time off in the real world after I'll get over Salute, so from that point of view. After that, after Salute, the week after that, my actual work is taking me to Greenwich anyway for a tutor event at the Old Royal Naval College, and then I've got what's that? And then it's you're going to Wolverhampton the weekend after that. It's going to be things somewhere. It'll be Star Wars actually the weekend after that for me and tutors. And then the weekend after that, I'm not actually doing anything. The weekend after that, I'm going to be a Viking somewhere. And stuff. Right, look, okay. Paving slabs around the outside the pub's coming on nicely. This updates for this will be on Facebook and on YouTube and that kind of thing. From me and Harry, 11 o'clock on Sunday, the 29th of March. 12 days to Salute. Thanks very much for joining Magatha Builder Worlds. We'll see you next time.
That's 8 o'clock. So I have to go.